Greetings, Earthlings, and human beings, and others, and all members of the animal kingdom attracted to the melodious tones of my fabulous voice. People send me videos of their animals sleeping peacefully in front of my podcast because they finally are hearing an intelligent voice piercing through the realm of bullshit on this planet. Welcome to the Roseanne Barr podcast.
Oh, you see, my patience is growing thin.
We have got a banger of a show today. In my quest of interviewing the greatest political minds that exist on the planet, comedians, we have a great one today. It's going to be so fun. Jamie Kennedy. Hi, Jamie.
Hey, Roseanne, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. What an intro. I love that.
You get used to
Oh,
it.
thank you.
She does every show the same.
I just love to go flow, in the flow.
I love it.
That's why I was going to show you about Lord Buckley, because he was all about the flow. He did this one bit called the Naz, and he's like, the cat, he talks like this, the cat was so hip, they called him the Naz. And he's like rewriting the New Testament. It's just brilliant. I'll play it for you. But anyway, so being comics, I forgot that we had met at Skankfest, and I sort of remember, it was all a blur,
Yeah.
but Jake said he met you at Skankfest because I bumped you off the show, and I had no idea I had done that.
No, it was, first of all, thank you for having me. And so, because you were talking off camera, you were saying I was watching your TikToks and I don't know any of your stand-up. And I said, well, we did a show together. And you're like, where? And I was like, Skankfest. And you're like, we did? And I'm like, you bumped me. So it was already an amazing show. And I think it was Annie Lederman and then someone else and then Ron White.
Yeah, she bumped him too.
I think you bumped Ron.
Yeah.
And then you were supposed to do 12 and you did 38.
Yeah.
And people said, what do you want to do? And I said, I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
And I said, she's a living legend. She can do 112.
Oh, you're so sweet.
It's the truth. And so you were there, and then I waited, and then I went up.
Waited, and then I waited.
and then TJ Miller, and then I think, and Kurt went up, and then we were all in the back, and you were smoking with Kurt. You were talking. We had a big conversation, but you don't remember because it was probably a good strain. And
yeah, he's got some killer pot.
Amazing.
His comes from Antarctica, I think.
What?
No, we talked about that.
But you know what, Roseanne? I'm just thinking about this. Adding to the list of amazing bumps, I was also bumped once by Rodney Dangerfield. So these are honors to be bumped by Rodney, by you. I'm serious. And
You're
I would watch 4 hours. No, because Jerry said this amazing thing this week, Seinfeld. He said an amazing thing, and I think that you will so appreciate it. He said, there's no respect for the history of hierarchy in the world now, meaning like, everybody thinks, I'm not doing it justice, but he just said hierarchy is
of
lost.
Authority.
Well, just a hierarchy. Like, you are one of my idols. You are one of our Mount Rushmore comedians.
Oh, thank you.
And when I started comedy, I remember you were at the Improv eating your own salad. And I said, is that Roseanne? They go, yeah, she's in the corner having a Roseanne Barr salad. And you were there.
I love that salad.
It's an amazing salad. I've had it often. And George Lopez was on stage, and he was working on a set for Tonight Show. And Seinfeld was there talking. This is the early 90s when I was an open micer. And I think he was talking to Mark Schiff. And then there was like a whole class of other people that were openers over here. And then there's open micers like me just trying to sign up. And no one ever mingled. And there was a huge respect of different things. I'm not saying there isn't a respect now, but since everything is social media, we're all in the same pot.
Uh-huh.
And I think people forget like that, hello, you're what I call you're one of our white pandas. And that means like a very rare.
Oh, thank you. I know what that means.
Yes, you're a very rare, this is among us. So if you should walk in any club at any time, get on, do as long as you want.
Well, I have done that, but I regretted it. Like I got real cocky well, I did it with Tony Hinchcliffe. Me and him, we did 2.5 hours.
That's amazing.
It was amazing and it was so fun. But he never shut up till I finally go, shut up! Because I couldn't get a joke in. For 2.5 hours, I told about 4 jokes. No, I'm kidding. But we had such a blast.
Which is the opposite of what happens when you go on Kill Tony, where you talk the whole time and he has to tell you to shut up.
Too much on there.
Can we talk about the bump real quick? Because it was a funny thing for me. When I was backstage with you and she was doing too long, did you not notice? I've always meant to ask you, did you not notice the flashlight they were shining at you?
I can't see.
Well, you went up. Oh, Dr. Drew also went up. And Dr. Drew's like, Dr. Drew was there. He's like, she's running the light pretty good. And I go, she's a living legend. He goes, yes, she is. So it was a mix of everybody. But this is your third line in. Don't you remember? You're not going to remember because I know you do a billion sets. I forget things too. Is you did. I thought the bitch was white.
It's true.
I cried. I cried. And so, Roseanne, I don't have it on here because my phone's charging. But my friend, my friend K. Francis he took AI and he put that music, your line, to like a hardcore.
I've seen this.
He didn't put it out yet. Maybe it was another one.
They did,
but he put it out to like death metal, and it's like, I thought the bitch was white.
I never heard it.
Send that right now. Send that.
Oh my God.
Oh, I gotta send it to you.
I'm gonna put that in the show.
It's so funny.
The bitch was white! God damn it! I thought the bitch was white! Fuck!
I think it's the statement of the decade.
I
think about
high-key agree. I think it should be on shirts. I think
do
it should be on
too.
fanny packs.
Yeah.
I think it should be bumper stickers. I think it's so funny.
Because as I did think she was white, so suppose she is white because she is, mixed.
Yeah.
So say her white half, just criticizing that half is what I was doing.
You'd have been fine.
Criticizing her white half.
Yeah.
So if people would go, hey, she was criticizing her white half, then they might fucking get what the goddamn tweet was about. But
yeah,
I give up hope because, it was an anti-Satanist tweet. And I heard you on Jesse Peterson and you was talking about, God's real because you can see how much evil there is out there, right? You said that.
I said this, and I'll give it to you simple. I've never been like a religious person, even though I was put through the Catholic school system. As you know, you said the marriage industrial complex. You can put that through the Catholic school industrial complex. You're always good about naming complexes. And I've never in my history, in 54 years, have seen more blatant satanic symbols.
Yeah.
Now, I'm friends with some rockers. And I don't worry about the guys that are like, bah, bah. That's a show.
Yeah.
Those guys go home and they order Red Lobster takeout.
Yeah, and they cut the lawn.
That's cosplay. Okay.
Right.
To me, the real Satanists are, you have to watch Rosemary's Baby again. It's the neighbors in all bright colors. And they go, hello, how are you today?
Right.
And so, but I don't listen. I'm not an expert on any of this, but there is a spiritual warfare going on. I'm not a crazy religious person. I'm not going to make people that.
No, but you can see it.
I'm a rational person.
You said in the music industry, we can all see it. Well, they're shoving it down our throat.
Roseanne, you're older than me. No disrespect. Have you ever seen as much?
Not like this. I mean, it was always
I know there
hidden.
was satanic panic of the 70s.
Yeah.
But here's where it's so blatant, right? And I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but I'll keep it simple.
We do.
So when they take a pop star, okay, who is light and bubbly, and the third,
and
sweet and innocent, and the third album in,
yeah,
they're all sudden dark, red colors everywhere. There's a whole thing with red doors. Watch people's red doors. You can look that up. Red shoes. All of this satanic imagery. And I always go to Doja Cat because, and this is not a disrespect to her. I never met her.
She is great.
I think she's awesome. But her new song is an example of everything I think about because she was a hippie chick from the valley.
Right.
Cute and sweet, real poppy. Okay. And then the third album in, she's dressed as a demon, but like not in a funny way. There's blood in the video, and then she's like, "She's the devil, she's the devil," and it's all light and poppy. But what's that doing? It's the same guy that goes to his wife, and he goes, "I fucking love you so fucking much. Oh, I fucking love you," and because our idiotic society goes, "Oh, it's words." And they have no idea about subtext or undercurrent or reading the room. So a motherfucker says, "I love you, honey," and then he finds,
She's
the wife's
dead.
missing. Or the person goes, "I fucking hate you so much," but they're laughing. Words aren't the thing. It's the intention.
Yeah, that's exactly what's being under subterfuge. But
So
they're also trying to make it middle. They're trying to bring this radical idea and normalize it and run it right down Main Street for the kids.
I-
They're after the kids.
I agree. And you know what? It's like I want to talk when I talk about this stuff, it's like people are so judgmental, and that's why I like to go in it slow when you give people these ideas because they're freaked out. But here's another great example. Target.
Yeah.
We all go to Target. First of all, Target, just look at Target. There's a new Target in Hollywood. There's a lot of Targets recently. But if you look at Target at night and that red beaming and all that, it looks a little weird. Like
Yeah.
you can read into it, right? But now Target did this whole thing, and I don't want to get people mad, so I want to figure it out. But I talked about on my podcast. Satan respects pronouns.
Yes. Well said.
And I'm like, wait, what?
They did
Did
that?
Mhm.
Roseanne, you don't know about that?
No.
Oh God, they had a whole clothing line for children from that little baby's age that you were just holding, that precious little baby in there, your granddaughter, up until like 8. And it had all of these like bright colored cheery like Baphomets and Ball and Lucifer, and they were on these designs, and it said Satan respects pronouns, and you know what goes along with that. And my first question is,
Well, I agree with that. I
Yeah.
think he does respect
I do too.
pronouns.
well, I don't think he cares about them.
I do.
Do you know what I mean by that? Wait, let me finish what it was
Okay,
though.
I'm sorry.
Is that no, it's good. Is that they basically were saying this thing with you could have said anything. You could have said SpongeBob respects pronouns, Snoopy respects pronouns, but they took the darkest entity in the history of our world. That's what we were raised as, right? There's nothing more dark than Satan.
Right?
So that's what I'm like. This is
No, he's
an
saying they actually
agenda.
marketed that.
They marketed
It
it.
really did say Satan respects
Well,
pronouns.
they want to turn everything into backward day every day. That's what I think.
Yeah, the upside down, the inversion. But my question is, so you do think Satan respects pronouns? Are you being serious on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning, what do you mean by that?
I think it's all his invention, all this inversion and the perverse reverse to undo
that's a good
common
term.
sense,
Such
to
a good
undo
term.
common sense, to sow subterfuge within families and communities. He likes chaos.
1,000%. My question, by the way, how do you know it's a he? See, you just assume Satan's pronouns. But do you know what? Well, actually,
I mean, some people say that it really is a woman.
no, what it is what you were saying, and I see what you're saying, but I actually have to disagree. I agree with everything about the chaos, but that's the whole thing. It's whatever you want to be. That's what they say the rule of that belief system is.
Yeah, no, that's satanic lore is that
Is
you
that
can do what you want.
Do whatever you
Yeah.
want. The goal is the goal, and
Right.
whatever you got to do to
Yeah.
get there, there is no good or bad. It's just the goal.
Right.
Well, the goal is that they want to equalize men and women.
Mhm.
Yes.
But they actually are doing a subterfuge of the equality of men and women, which is prophesied. That's what happens when the Messiah comes. But they want to subterfuge that by turning everyone into a man
Or
Everyone.
a
Yeah,
man into a woman.
and erasing women
Yeah.
as a class and a sex and a protected class.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what they're doing. And they're erasing women's rights to property, rights like it was in the feudal system. They want to return to feudalism.
But what about men? Do you think they're making men weaker?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're turning them to girls because they got to equalize. Women more masculine, men more feminine, and then you get the Baphomet,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And that's where you say, there's breasts, but there's also hooves, and there's
There's a wiener.
It's a mix. Yeah,
Tits and a wiener.
there also could be something else down there. You
And-
know,
Yeah,
a
there's
Jenny,
always a wiener.
The
Yeah, there's
trans,
always a
It's
wiener.
always about wiener rule. In my mind, it's like wiener rule.
meaning wiener rules the world.
Yeah, it's cockocracy, I call it.
But
It's such a double standard that whatever men do, there's one standard of judgment. But what if women do the equal thing? There's more time in prison. It's true in data.
Really?
Yeah.
I
don't
did
know.
not know that.
I don't know if it's that way
Yeah,
anymore. Can
it's
I just
not equal
say
in
one
any
thing?
way.
Just to clarify, because I'm here to keep stuff on track.
Okay.
The trans, there are trans people that they're legit trans people.
100,000%.
But when we are talking about Satan and the movement, we're talking about the movement behind it, not individual transgender.
No,
just to be clear.
1,000%.
No, we're talking
We
about.
didn't even.
I'm just talking about the
99% of
tip
them.
of the pyramid, the spokespeople.
I just like to clear
the
it up.
people that are getting rich on the misery
Yeah.
of people like themselves
And
that
taking
they
advantage
sell out
of kids.
and get money.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, because everybody's talking that we're in a spiritual war and a civil war and everything like that, but what they fail to notice, tell me when I'm boring you.
No, I'm listening. I'm taking it in.
Is that it's all intra-war.
See how alert you are? Always read the room. That's comedy forever.
Yeah, it's intra-war. Like they've got blacks against blacks.
Mm-hmm.
They got Jews against Jews.
Yes.
They have immigrants against illegal immigrants. They have whites against whites, because it's always white people saying white people suck. If you notice that,
Mm-hmm.
they have
liberals like Berkeley types.
yeah, and then they have black people that are married to white people saying white people suck too.
Mhm.
That's the other weird thing. But it's all to get at each other so they don't have to do much to get rid of us all. Right?
Meaning the elites.
Yeah, they want us busted down to feudal slaves, all of us. So the best way of doing that is turn families against families.
Yes.
Right?
The breaking down of what you probably were raised with, the traditional family. The trad. You know what the trad wife is?
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
Mine was weird, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Trad
you're
means
Mormon.
traditional.
So the trad wife is the woman now. So the kicker for the Chiefs got in trouble because he made a speech. Do you know about that?
Yeah.
And he basically, I didn't hear the whole speech, but he's basically saying it's I don't know, maybe, I don't know if he made all women breeders, but he definitely.
Well, he's a Christian, and that was a Christian college, so he was giving a Christian speech.
He was giving a Christian speech.
At a Christian college, and of course the left went crazy.
Do I think, yeah, he was
It wasn't
he was saying,
Berkeley.
hey, enjoy your feminism, meaning be a woman, enjoy being a mother.
Right.
But I don't know if he said, you can't wear shoes.
He was like, clean the house, be a homemaker.
But
Yeah.
people went crazy on it.
Yeah.
But again, like, we have to look at things and look, like, as you do so brilliantly, is nuance. And that's
Nobody gets nuance at all, which was my
None.
tweet. They
None.
don't get
Well, this whole
at
movement is
all.
to take that away.
at all. Roseanne, what social media has done is given everybody a voice, and a lot of people should have laryngitis.
no shit.
Right?
What a great line.
Well, I tell woke people, take an Ambien. Like, it's just, because it shows you how much people don't have a sense of humor. And sense of humor is one of the 7 forms of intelligence.
Yeah.
And so you can think you're funny, but until you get around the real funny people, and that's how you really learn. But you can be funny in your office. But there's so many people that just aren't funny. Just like today, I was on my way here and I stopped at a Dunkin'. I hope I'm not calling out this girl. And she goes, can you move closer in the drive-thru? And I do. And I'm like this. And she goes, can you come closer? And I go, well, can you reach? She goes, I can't reach. And I go, well, I'm reaching. And she goes, I'm sorry, I can't reach. So then I open the door and I still. And then she barely reached. I go, we both have arms. And she looked at me like I was a psychopath. Just reach.
Is that the drama that happened? You were telling
Yeah,
us
that was
about?
one of the dramas I have. And plus, fucking no satellites out here. I'm driving up here looking at my fucking abacus. I mean, it's hard to get a signal out here.
Yeah,
But
we're in the
yeah, it
country.
is.
This is good. You're in a good spot.
Yeah.
But there's no humor. Like, people today, a lot of people are like,
They're just angry.
they're angry and they can't, and they don't forgive. This is like, I did this whole
There's
rant.
no forgiveness.
No, there's
no mercy.
none.
Not when you're targeted. Speaking of target,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Once you're targeted and named, there's no mercy. It's the jackboot time. Smashing your face right in the dirt. like they're doing to Trump. That's what I feel like they're doing to Trump.
It is.
What do you think of this 43,
34.
37.
37, whatever it is? I mean, it's all bullshit. There isn't even a crime.
I did a whole rant about it, and I tried to be very rational because I try to be like independent. We have to coexist on this rock. You know what I mean? And people are just going more divided. So my opinion was, you can give Trump and say he's got 37 things. Well, I don't even know enough about it, but I do know that the things were misdemeanors, some of them, and then they made a law
Yeah. They
to
changed the
make
law.
them felonies.
Yeah.
They changed the law
Yeah. And they changed
mid
the statute of limitations. too.
mid-court,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
insane.
Right.
Okay, so let's just say he has 30.
I mean, that's Nazism.
It's insane. It's
Right.
yeah, you're correct. It's the totalitarian and not everythingism, communism. The worst is it's Nazism. So he has the 37, and people get real triggered. So you got to give him a bone, and you got to say, okay, so he's got 37. All right, I'll give you that. Maybe he's guilty of all 37 things. I don't know. All right.
Tearing the tags off his mattress.
Yeah, that's one.
Mhm.
So I said, that's fine if you're going to do that. But all three-letter agencies, the FBI, the CIA, and the DOJ, there was 2 bags of cocaine in the Lincoln Room or somewhere in there. And that building, the White House, is the most secure, the most documented, the most filmed place on the planet, probably besides the Kremlin and the Vatican.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
I do.
And so we have the most documented cokehead on the internet besides Tony Montana.
Right.
If Tony Montana is the #1 cokehead, 2 is Hunter Biden.
Right.
Documented.
Right.
And
But
so,
Hunter Biden's worse.
okay, so let's give him #1. I mean,
Okay.
you're giving him the crown?
Yeah, over Tony Montana.
Okay, so you're
Because Tony ain't real.
Tony. Okay, so you give
And Tony
you
didn't
give
film
him-
himself.
So you give him the crown.
Yeah.
So we have the most decorated cokehead, the son of our present president, and 2 bags of cocaine
In the White House.
in the White House, and the 3 biggest letter agencies. Okay, you might as well throw Mossad in there. Okay, there'll be the 4th, right?
Well, they're part of the 3.
I know what you're saying. So you have the most secure in the world, and not one shred of evidence, one shred of whose cocaine it is at all.
I think it's Jill's.
It could be.
No, I'm kidding.
But-
Keep
but-
going.
But here's what I want to say. And so I talked about this on my Instagram, and I said, Trump's got 37, throw every book at him. Can we look at this other crime and just go, why is there no evidence of whose cocaine that was?
Right.
And they just said, oh, we investigated it. We couldn't find out.
Yeah.
If they would
I
have said,
like when Biden stole all the documents and he didn't ever have clearance to take because he wasn't even the president. And they go, he's old. But Trump was the president, and
100%, Roseanne.
Biden gave him the right to shoot to kill if Trump resisted.
Yeah.
You knew that,
Did
right?
you not know that?
No.
Yeah, read it.
Just came
No.
out.
He
Oh.
Just came out.
included the right to use
Lethal
lethal force
if
on
Trump showed
Trump
up.
if he resisted.
Well, if Secret Service showed up, and they also did a no-knock, they showed up in plain clothes and had the right to shoot. So you're at Mar-a-Lago, and all of a sudden 50 people roll up dressed like me with guns.
But they're more hardcore than ATF.
Yeah.
These are
Secret Service.
these are SEALs.
Yeah.
So you're telling me,
I don't think
no,
they're
this
SEALs.
is fact. This came out.
They're not SEALs.
no, they're not SEALs, but they have the intent. They're not SEAls. I don't mean
Yeah.
that to the SEAls. I'm saying they have the intensity. They're not basic sheriffs. They're way higher.
Right.
So you're telling me, no disrespect to the SEAls. Okay.
Yeah, you can Google it. It's fast.
So why isn't that talked about anywhere?
Because the media
Because
is
they own
owned
the
by
media.
they own the media.
Well, we know. Yeah, so we
It's
know that.
state-run media. It's just like it is the Kremlin.
Yeah.
I mean, this government is the Kremlin, and they own the media.
So on that point, I did this thing and I said, Trump can be guilty of all these things, but can we do that? And I said, can you just tell me in your heart of hearts that you do not see a biased 2-tier justice system? And people went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They could not fathom the fact Yeah.
Doing a cold
Well, he's not up for being the president. It's his son. It doesn't matter. A crime is a crime.
Right.
If it's a jaywalk and it's a fucking
How
theft.
about they proved Biden took millions from China? They proved that.
Yeah.
And from the Ukraine, too. And now he told the Ukraine, go ahead and attack Russia.
Ma, do you know what a statin is? Statin?
I do not. It's something in your liver.
I think it's something bad, and we, liver health is a big thing on our end. That's we take those liver health pills, but we throw everything in our liver. I talk about it every week, whether it's cigarettes, alcohol, and we have high cholesterol, and then whatever a statin is something that
Salami, cheese,
yeah,
everything I do.
everything you and I both do, and it's just not a healthy country with our food and the way it's farmed and all. I don't want to get into a big long thing, but our livers are just taking a beating. So this is a product we believe in. We take it, and I joke with you every week that you look thinner, your liver looks thinner. I'm not going to do that
I
this
think
week.
my liver's losing weight.
I do
really
too. I think I'm gonna be serious this week because I don't want people. Fatty liver is a huge problem. So
That's why it's important to start protecting your liver today. You can do so with Liver Health Formula. It's an all-natural supplement which contains 11 clinically proven botanicals that help recharge and protect your liver. This company already helped more than 2 million of our fellow Americans with their products. And it's not surprising that the Liver Health Formula is so popular. You can try Liver Health Formula and receive a free bottle of nano-powered omega-3 to keep your heart healthy. Try Liver Health Formula by going to getliverhelp.com/RB and claim your free bonus kit. Remember, your liver is responsible for 500 key functions, so it's time to give it a boost in its performance. Go to getliverhelp.com/RB. Hey, you owe back taxes? Well, pandemic relief is over now. Along with hiring thousands of new agents and field officers, the IRS has kicked off 2024 by sending out over 5 million pay-up letters to those who have unfiled tax returns or balances owed. Well, don't waive your rights and speak with them on your own because they're not your friends. Tax Network USA, a trusted tax relief firm, has saved over $1 billion in back taxes for their clients, and they can help you. They can help you secure the best deal possible. Whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, they can help. Whether it's business or personal taxes, even if you have the means to pay or you're on a fixed income, they can help finally resolve your tax burdens once and for all. Call 1-800-245-6000 for a private free consultation or visit tnusa.com/RB.
Yeah, I
He's like,
saw
I'm
that.
not going to win, so we might as well fucking have nuclear war because I'm never going to be exposed.
Well, let's
Me
not
and
forget
Hillary and
the-
Obama and Bush, we're never getting exposed, so let's blow up the world
the Hunter Biden
because
laptop.
Trump might win.
Don't forget that.
Wait, I know. There's so many
Yeah,
different things.
can go on all day.
This thing you're saying, you're not the first person I've heard say this. Are you really saying that?
Yeah,
In
it's
order,
obvious.
in order to never get exposed,
That's what they're doing.
they'll blow the world up.
Yeah, that's why they haven't released the Epstein list or any of it because they're all on it. And even worse.
Yes. So my question is this: where do they go? Do they go to their bunkers?
Yeah.
When?
What you mean when when the bomb hits? You mean?
Yeah.
They go underground to the cities they've built with the space money. There's underground cities.
What? It's called. There's a term for it. Oh, domes.
Dumbs. Yeah,
Domes.
that's where they're all set up with the money they stole from us to say we're going to the moon and all that shit.
Scientologists too. They're building a spaceship underground.
Yeah. But
Not just the government.
well, they're CIA. Anyway, so yeah, that's where they're going to go underground where they
I mean, I've heard this, but the way I believe
all the
you're
way
always.
to Antarctica.
Wait. I know that you're ahead of the curve with all this stuff, so we have to go slow for the basics in here. So
Thank you.
where did you? Because this is so perfectly detailed and makes complete sense to me.
You know, all the wars we're fighting right now are subterranean. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Meaning
All the wars we're fighting across
underground.
Yeah, everything's underground.
What? Like an example.
That's what Putin is destroying in the Ukraine, all the underground labs.
You got to do an allegedly, Mom.
I mean, allegedly.
This is her theory.
Yes. No. Wait. So
I read military. I read declassified military stuff
where do you get them? You can't say
online.
online.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that why would they put it out if they don't want people to know?
Declassified.
It's declassified.
Who
Public-
declassifies it?
Trump.
Okay, so he did that.
Well,
Okay.
a lot of people can declassify. They have enough
Trump
clearance.
declassified.
Did you see this new thing that AI is going to do?
What?
And I want to go back to that because I don't want to lose our thought. Is they're going to be able to unredact statements.
Unredact?
How?
Yes.
You mean take away the redaction?
Yes.
It can
Oh
read through the
my
black
God,
ink?
that'll be fantastic.
Unredact. I just read about it.
Fantastic.
Just saw last night. Yes.
Well,
The
Makes sense.
people will not be denied.
Unredactable. So the redacting is now.
I don't even know how they would do that, but whatever. That's
Well, it's AI.
Yeah, but if it's a black bar, it would have to fill in.
It'll be like Jeopardy, maybe.
It sounds like it would.
Yeah. I mean, dude, come on. They could do anything.
Well, they can.
AI's gonna be able to do
AI
anything.
could assume what's in the black box, but it won't know what's in the black
Mhm.
box.
But maybe it can.
I mean, I'm
Well,
with
because AI is the devil. So, of course, the devil knows everything.
We're jumping
We're
around.
going
Hold
all over the
you. No,
place.
no, but we do
I
have
wanna
to
go
do
back to
AI
the
versus
dumbs.
AI. You want to go back to dumbs?
So wait. So
I'm like a judge here.
the
Underground warfare.
warfare. Well,
Subterranean.
the lab things I heard that there's a ton of labs to do the gain of function and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So
It started in the Ukraine, then they sent it over to China.
yeah, I mean there was a thing today I was watching on the plane to come here.
Did you see that
What
it's Pelosi and Kerry and I can't remember who else's son is over there owning them labs with our tax money?
Well, they're on the board of Burisma.
I did not
and
see
other-
that.
Yeah.
Burisma,
I did hear that.
and their
Subsidiaries.
subsidiaries, which are pharma.
But there's not just you said all warfare is being done underground. You have to explain this.
Oh
'cause-
yeah,
yeah.
all warfare, not all, but most warfare is being fought to blow up tunnels. That's why they're in Gaza. That's why Israel went into Gaza and Rafah
There are
to
tunnels.
expose the tunnels, and they exposed the holy hell out of them. You'll never hear any of this on the news, but 500 3 to 5 mile long tunnels, like we have here from coast to coast.
Yeah.
For moving, illegal things and children
Yeah.
and human slaves and organs and all the things they make money on, drugs, weapons. It's the cartels. They
Mhm.
own our country.
So you're saying that those tunnels have been exposed?
Yeah, they've been laid bare in Gaza, and it's just amazing if you go online and read about those tunnels in Gaza, under every elementary school, in children's bedrooms, under every hospital is a terror tunnel that all leads. This is what they just exposed in Rafah. And the Rafah gate that Egypt keeps those people who are mostly Egyptian, they won't tell you that, but they mostly came from Egypt in the 60s to take jobs in Israel. But anyway, right under that Rafah, barbed wire where they don't let none of their own people back in, is a tunnel that runs right under it. So they'll bring people in and out of Egypt to get, replenish weapons and drugs and
So you're saying this
and
is
Israel laid them all bare. When they say it destroyed Gaza, no, it didn't. It's like about a 10 square block area where all the tunnels were. And the same in Rafah. They say, oh, it's children. Well, that's because they put them kids there. But they took people to safety and warned them to leave before they did it. And the whole aim of it was to expose those tunnels of terror. And man, do they go everywhere, from Iran, everywhere. So we can see the blueprint of how terror works to control the world, including in our own country. So it's a huge, huge thing that these people who built those tunnels and make a lot of, go from like what their salary is, 150,000 Pelosi a year, who owns vineyards and is worth 250 million with their insider trading that they're allowed to do because they passed that law. But, they're just thieves and prostitutes hired by lobbyists that run our government, and they all work for cartels mostly.
Or they are the cartel.
Or they are the cartel. It's just organized crime.
A lot of people think cartels just Mexican street gangs.
No, it's
Cartels-
RICO.
It's
RICO,
in Senate. It's in Congress.
Cartel, RICO crime.
Cartel, exactly.
It's criminals. It's,
Right. The
the
network.
mafia,
Right.
in many guises all over the world. But yeah, when we see how it works and how this, you know, I hate to say octopus because Nazis always called Jews the octopus, but these tunnels are the tentacles of an octopus that exists for the worst, most nefarious, satanic, devil, evil destruction of human beings ever, worse than ever before, including back in the medieval times. They just perfected it. These type of people that are nothing but criminals and they're tuned into the lower shit, That's all they care about. Me, 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 me. There's no us. There's no empathy. There's no love. There's no connection to anything living. They hate living things. Those are just shit they can torture and feel powerful over. They hate life, you know.
What do you think, Jamie? What are you thinking?
I mean, we jump down. I said we'll go slow down the rabbit hole.
We don't go slow here. This is Roseanne Barr podcast, baby.
Oh, I live down there.
I know you
She
do.
is the rabbit hole.
Wait, so let me ask you. You didn't say allegedly with any of that.
Allegedly. This is all
Allegedly,
alleged.
well, there
So,
wasn't
but
anything to say.
These are
alleged.
just
Let-
my
I wanna go-
ideas.
I wanna go
These are
s-
just in my head.
Oh,
how
let's-
I see.
But a lot of it was true.
I want to go back to the tunnel thing.
Yeah.
That is
that
was
is true.
that is a factual thing because I haven't
I don't
seen
know
that
what-
anywhere.
I'll
What-
show you the picture.
What specifically are you asking is factual? of
Meaning
what
that
she
you said all these tunnels were exposed, and
there are
Israel,
tunnels in
and Israel exposed them.
a
Yeah,
lot
they
of them
blew
were.
them
So
up.
how come the media didn't say that? Because the media is pro-Israel, wouldn't you say?
No.
Oh, it's not.
Oh,
Not
no.
anymore.
The left hates it.
It used to be.
Oh,
used to
be.
okay.
It
You can't-
did
you haven't
in
noticed-
the 50s.
You haven't noticed the change in the media coverage of Israel? Last 10
I
10 years?
noticed that the number one thing you couldn't do. How can I say this?
You can't.
That is that you.
You can say
The
whatever. you want.
number one, like if you're gonna go on the oppression matrix,
Yeah.
in Hollywood, the number one oppressed was the Jew.
That's
Yeah,
changed.
You could never, but now the Jew seems higher up, and now it's
Oh no, the Jews a white colonizer now.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting criticism,
Yeah, because
which they never got in Hollywood. I remember, like it was
No.
it was
Right.
jokes. Everyone jokes about everybody, but I'm saying it was like that was like no, you don't.
No, Jews
You don't
ran,
say this, and
Jews ran-
now there's underneath is
that's all they say.
Jews ran the media up until probably 15 years ago.
yes, but that's what I'm saying is that you could make jokes
Not anymore.
and all this stuff, but the Jews were the most. They were the most. How can I say it?
They won the
Protected?
victim.
I would say protected, but just that you.
Everybody was too sensitive.
Well,
on it.
everybody was like, hey, we have to respect the
Yeah.
horrible history of what happened to the
Yeah.
Jews,
Not
and now
anymore.
I feel like people are like,
Fuck them.
yeah, so.
So you got raped and your
So-
baby beheaded. Get over it.
So and now the new more oppressed is, I guess, Gaza. Or
Well,
Well, that's what
trans,
they want us to
gays,
think. They,
women.
it's all like all of us are. Of course, any kind of human suffering is horrible and unnecessary. And I think all war is unnecessary too. We're way past that. Come on.
so wait, Roseanne. So you say so much, you gotta go slow, because I like to really examine things. But I like what you're doing.
Have you noticed you can't really critique the Muslim Brotherhood or Islam anymore?
That's who you can't critique.
You see a difference in the last 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm
But
asking.
yes. Well, here's the thing: is that I was driving here and I was thinking, no group or gender or person should be beyond reproach.
Right.
That's right.
100%.
And so,
Because that's feudalism when you
Right.
can't say the emperor is naked.
well, and I was thinking of a joke on the way here, and I know lots of trans people, and you have to live your truth or whatever. My whole thing is like, I hate that if you make a mistake, there's no like forgiveness of like, hey, I'm a cisgender white piece of shit. I'm like, oh, hold on, you had a beard. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're learning these things. No disrespect, but I was thinking like trans were like the Jews. Like you couldn't really make jokes about Jews.
Right.
Do you agree with that? They would get sensitive.
Yes. Oh,
Um,
I'll let you answer.
I'm asking a Jew.
Yes.
well,
Well, I'm
And now trans, I felt were like that, where you couldn't
no,
make.
we always made fun of
we make
Jews.
jokes, but you have to respect certain things that were very dark in the history of the
You couldn't say, if you said Jews ran the media or anything.
Everybody said that.
No,
we could say
but when
that.
I've seen this. I'm being more objective. When I've seen it in the last 20 years, you were kind of jumped on as the term anti-Semitic. Everyone
That thing
else
has
is
come out like,
racist.
well, that's the new
But-
racist.
But what I'm
Anti-Semitic
saying is
is
there
the new
used to just
racism.
be like racist or prejudiced, but anti-Semitic had its own term, TM, that was
Yes.
unique to the Jews. No one else could claim that except for maybe
because it's
Islamophobe.
the only hate that wants total annihilation.
What I'm saying is,
People hate blacks, but they don't want to totally wipe them from the earth.
yeah, but that's just
But
called racism.
anti-Semitism has annihilation at its core.
I understand, but I'm just saying Jews were a little bit more sensitive about being joked about 10, 15 years ago.
Well, I hung out with Jews,
Yeah.
and we told the worst jokes about Jews as anybody.
Yeah, but
So-
if you had a white guy come in
well,
here
we
and be like,
wouldn't
Jews
take
run.
it out of our group, just like black people tell
Right.
the worst shit about their group
Yeah.
in group,
This is
but
an-
they don't go tell white
This
people
is an
them
interesting
jokes.
thing.
Right.
Well,
Good
no, I have
a good
to,
point.
I have to. I agree, but I disagree. I agree with what you're saying, but I'm just saying there was because you just said the Muslim Brotherhood thing. By the way, we're really getting.
Welcome to the Roseanne Barr
Well,
podcast,
so-
Jamie.
No,
We're
I
just
disagree.
talking.
Whites,
We're just
whites,
sharing
whites would
ideas.
whites would make jokes about blacks. Blacks would make jokes about whites. Asians always got shit on. Mexicans always got shit on.
Yeah.
Jews got shit on up until a point,
By other Jews, usually.
and not on Jews.
Right. I think that's
On
true.
state-
I've heard Jew jokes, but
Of course you have. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it was sensitive. Would you agree it was a little sensitive?
I've heard the worst.
Of course, but well, all I'm
I
saying
agree
is
with you
I
for what
agree
it's
with
worth.
you.
Are you
but-
talking about in the media?
Yes. Well, just no. Like,
okay, here's an example. Your tweet you got canceled because was your tweet
they said it was
black?
racist.
It was racist. Okay, here's an example. How can I do this? Do you think Gina Carano should have been canceled?
No.
No.
one should be
Exactly.
canceled.
Exactly.
No one should be canceled.
No one should be canceled.
If they apologize.
Okay. Do you think what she did was so bad that she should apologize? She
No.
made an equivalence of something, and it really pissed people off. She
False equivalency.
false equivalence. She said something about the Holocaust, which is the thing that you should not fuck with. And then
Yeah, you shouldn't tell jokes about that.
she didn't tell a joke, but she was just talking about
I know,
certain
great
things,
Holocaust joke.
about how lockdowns and such were.
Although I do know a great Holocaust
Me
joke.
too.
It's so
What's
funny.
yours?
And this is these are jokes I heard. But it's like 3 Jews are blindfolded. It's the Holocaust, and they're going to get shot by the Nazis, And so they go, do any of you, of course, this would never happen, that they'd say, do you have a last wish? Because they just shot him. But the joke goes, do you have any last wishes? And one of the guy goes, I'd like to have a cigarette. And the other Jew goes, don't make trouble.
Oh, that's funny.
Wait, are we doing these jokes? Can
Yeah,
do
I
one?
know some
Yeah.
great.
This is one of
Holocaust
the
jokes.
early ones.
Yeah.
Was a priest and a rabbi are on the corner, and they see a 10-year-old boy.
I know, this is my favorite
No,
joke.
I love this joke.
This is our favorite.
I won't-
No, finish it.
okay. And the priest says, "Let's fuck him," and the rabbi says, "Out
Out
of
of
what?"
what?
Yeah.
I mean, those
Greatest joke
those
ever
are like
told.
4th grade jokes that I heard.
I
before.
love this
That's my
one.
favorite joke.
This one was a priest, a minister, and a rabbi.
Yeah.
They're talking about how they give charity. The priest goes, oh, well, we give 10% off the top, whatever we earn. Oh, everybody goes, that's a good idea. Then the minister, well, we pass around the hat every Sunday at church, the Jew. We throw all the money up in the air. We figure what God wants, he'll keep, and what comes down is ours.
Mine are too dark for you guys, I think. So
Wait, I have my thought. I just had my thought. Okay. It's like this. Can I say this? Now we should get off this topic. Because a simple
Dissipate hate. And the only thing that can do that is laughter.
Yes.
And we are here to increase love and dissipate hate. And that's why we're comics. Am I right?
1,000%.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying is that
Great point.
that's amazing. I want to comment on that. On the Jewish thing and that topic is, I do feel that sometimes if you said certain things and you're like, hey, man, the fuck it, give me that deal point. You took an extra deal point. They go, oh, you're anti-Semitic. Like there was
Yes.
a sensitivity there. Do you agree with that?
I guess so.
Okay.
Well, I always said, no,
You of all people.
no, but I always,
Wow.
because I always said to my lawyers and my agents, you Jew bastard, get me that fucking money.
Right.
I mean, that's how we talk to each other. We can't do that outside but I always go, you Jew bastard. It's like the N word.
Anyway,
you know?
all I'm saying is I always knew that the Jewish people were very much, you do not say certain things. You don't fuck around. And
No, we don't. We're
She can't
brutal.
handpick it. I'm with
you understand what I'm saying?
Of course, I'm with you.
Okay, I don't.
How about this? How you talk about trans now? You have to be very sensitive. That's how it used to be for non-Jews to
certain
talk
Oh,
about.
for
things.
non-Jews.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I
Yes,
totally
for
agree.
non-Jews.
Oh, I
weird.
totally
That's-
get
you
But
left
this
that
is
out.
what okay, geez, that took us 8
I
segments.
get it.
But
I'm
Roseanne,
sorry. I
but
didn't get
but
it.
every group could make fun of blacks.
Yeah. Well, no.
Oh, I never make
I
Oh,
can't make fun of
Roseanne,
blacks.
every group makes fun of Mexicans.
I don't.
Asians got shit on. What I'm saying is that's what I'm saying. It was in the
Oh, I
group.
get it.
It was in the Jews can do it, but no one else.
You're like in the 80s, 90s. You're talking.
yes.
Fair enough.
So now
get it.
I feel the
I get
the
it.
Okay.
Palestinians or the Gaza or whatever
The new
over
Jew.
there, they're the new Jew, meaning that you cannot.
Right.
The oppressed.
That's super oppressed.
It's like the Richard Pryor bit,
The
which I can't say, the
colonizing,
new N-word.
which, and I don't even know enough about it. I mean, people are getting canceled just for even talking about that. I don't
Yeah.
even know enough about the shit. But it's like I can't even begin to talk about that because I don't know how do you resolve something. I've never seen anything in my entire life in this business, 35 years, okay, where if you even, I know people that are hardcore Jewish and I know other people that are Muslim.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do too.
Me too.
And there's just not even a starting.
Mm-mm.
Oh, there
If you
is
don't
for-
just go absolutism on some of these
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
it's a non-starter.
But with my Muslim friends, we're like me and my Jewish friends. We're like, you're this and that, and why do you do this and that?
Because they can talk, but
Yeah,
they're
we have
chill.
common ground.
But
Yeah.
there's the basic what's being presented in the media is zero common ground.
Of course.
Well, they don't want none of us to
Yes.
have any connection to anyone else because we might defend them.
Yeah. So you said something so deep, and I don't mean to interview you, but what do you think's going to happen then in November? Because you're only presenting. Like I agree with you. I've never been so lucky to be a comedian. I hate labels. I've never seen audiences so hungry to laugh.
I know, isn't it great?
And you can tell me better than I because you have a longer career. Yes, it's incredible.
I never seen nothing like it.
Okay, that's incredible. That's incredible because I'm not crazy then.
Mhm.
And so, thank you. It's almost like a gospel of like, they're like, please. And I want it. When I go up there, I don't do some dark jokes unless I really have them couched in some sugar
Mhm.
because I don't want to ruin their day.
Yeah.
I want people are dying for an escape and I want to give it to them. I feel bad. Plus the fucking eggs are $9 and their fucking gas is $25 and it's like they're spending a lot of money.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I want them to feel good.
Yeah.
So you're on the belief of I am that we are almost doing this. I feel
We're
like
the
we're lucky.
political voice of today.
Yes,
That's why I wanted to talk about all this with you because we're the only truth tellers.
Mhm.
I agree.
We're not like politicians or nothing. We can go deep and we can, talk to people and, it's just our task right now is like
And we have to.
trailblazers. We do have to. Nobody else is doing it.
We have to. I agree
Yeah.
with you, Rosanna. Like I agree with you. Like, and people I've never had in my shows. Like people come up to me. I do have some people walk out when I do certain jokes
Yeah.
about politics, and I have other people that go, "I just love you. Like keep pushing, keep pushing." And I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm trying to find a common ground of unity.
Yeah.
And I do feel people's desperation of let's connect. And
Yeah.
I've never felt that before until recently.
Yeah, I really feel that too.
It's beautiful.
And it's like, I also feel that they're like, well, because they've known me for a long time and I'm kind of grandma now, So they're like, knock it down, grandma. Let's burn the bitch down.
Mm.
That's how I feel when I go on. I'm like, shit, I wished I was old for longer. I wish I'd been old since my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No, it's, your knowledge and your wisdom. Well, I look at you.
But just like what they let me say.
Well, I don't think there's a lot of people that don't want to let you say this stuff.
Yeah.
You have tons of pushback, but what I love, that's why you're so brave because you just keep going. You don't give a fuck. and you have blazed a trail and made it people like you've empowered people like me. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
cool. Thank you.
More
You
so
have,
today.
because you're fucking holding a fucking flamethrower and
I
you're
love
going.
it.
I
Yeah.
mean, you went up at Skankfest and comics that are 20 to your age and older, and you fucking said the most edgiest shit of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And you fucking blazed and burnt that motherfucker down.
I wanted to show them kids, here's what you do.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, because I felt sorry for them that they was being so squashed, and you know, I felt like, here comes Granny.
You
Granny's
weren't.
gonna show you.
You weren't. You're so highly respected.
It was wonderful.
It's incredible.
I was the skankiest skank of all.
That's why the festival's so beautiful, because it brings all different types of people.
Wasn't it great?
It's incredible. From the edgiest, like hardcore New York comics to media, like you're a legacy media superstar. You know, I've had success in legacy media, but I also play in, you know, edgy comedy clubs. So it's a mix. So it's like they brought everybody in. You know,
It was so fun.
It was amazing.
And just to look out there and see, you know, I love the mix when it's every color, shape, and size and age. I love that more than anything in the world, because it feels like,
and naturally inclusive. They just want
Yeah.
who's funny.
yeah,
And
there's
it
no.
came in all shapes and sizes and
Right.
genders and whatever.
It's yeah. Some people, you know, some people in drag and some people
Mhm.
trans.
Mm-hmm.
I like when you can't tell the difference between anybody laughing. It's just one great sound, you know.
Yes.
That's an alchemic saying, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that comedy brings the world. And we all have to thank Mitzi Shore, because she was really the mother of it all,
Mm-hmm.
you know, really in so many ways.
I like what you're saying about the alchemy of laughter. Can you go into that a little bit more? I thought that was so.
Well, you know, laughter does heal, and so everybody laughing with each other is the way to dissipate hate, like I said before.
Right.
So instead of being angry and woke, which means angry and tight-assed,
Yeah.
something's up their ass
Fucking
for real,
buzzkill.
and being angry and full of hate, laughter releases all that hate, and then you can like see another person as your equal. Hey, have you guys heard about this new superfood that seems almost too good to be true? It has thousands upon thousands of 5-star reviews and literally life-changing testimonials from users. Armra colostrum is a proprietary concentrate that harnesses over 400 living bioactive nutrients that strengthen the barriers of your body and fuel cellular health for thousands of research-backed health benefits. Okay, it strengthens immunity, ignites your metabolism, fortifies gut health, activates hair growth, Jake,
It's not working.
and skin radiance, powers fitness performance and recovery, and confers powerful anti-aging benefits. Armra colostrum is premium bovine colostrum concentrate.
Crazy, right?
Armra starts with sustainably sourced colostrum from grass-fed cows from our co-op of dairy farms in the USA that strictly abide by calf-first sourcing, so they're not taking any baby's milk.
No.
Using only surplus milk, so it's ethically sourced.
Well, I know we sell a lot of health products, and I was laughing about that today because you and I are probably the least healthiest people.
I don't think so.
And then I don't know.
We're beauty products,
Yeah, that's true.
taking all this stuff.
And then the people that listen to our show, I've seen a couple of them on Twitter. I don't know that they're taking any beauty products either, to be fair. But obviously, this is something that people are aligning with our audience. And if you're buying this stuff, it's better for you. You want to live a long time. And, you know, you want your strength for the gulag.
Well, they've given us a great offer for my audience, okay? You receive 15% off on your first order. So go to tryamara.com/RB or enter RB to get 15% off of your first order. That's tryamra.com/RB today.
It's actually really good.
1,000%.
Isn't it great to be a comic?
It's incredible. It's a gift, and I do it for way different reasons than I ever did it before.
Really? When was the first of all, when did you know you were funny?
9,
Mhm.
10, class, getting in trouble, saying something, the whole class laughs. So I was like, oh, okay, that worked. Teacher got more mad, acceptance from peers. And my mother was like, she was like fancied herself a little regal, which she was. And I was kind of an accident, 5 or 6 years between me and my last sister. There was a bunch of, they were all closer in age. And I took magic classes as a kid, and she have these little like brunch sessions and finger sandwiches, and I'd come down, she'd dress me up, put me in the penguin suit, the little, and I'd do like the little ball trick and the cards, and then she'd wheel me off again. That's like why I figured out the other day why I like quiche, because I ate a lot of quiche when I was like 10 with all these old ladies, and they would laugh. Sometimes they thought I was crazy, and then as I was older, I think it was in junior high-ish, that area, where I just made like one of the prettiest girls laugh. And I said, there's something going on here, because I was starting to hit puberty. And it wasn't so much that she said I was funny. She's like, you're crazy.
Mm.
She's like, you're crazy. But I could see the excitement in her eyes, and that she could see. And this was like this really hot girl. And I was like, I don't know what's happening, but there's something here with being able to disarm a woman through laughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it goes, to people. You can disarm an assailant with laughter. You can disarm a bank loan officer with laughter. You can disarm, I've had weird things in my life happen to me. You need to get on an airplane, the gate agent, try to make them laugh to make sure they keep the plane. So that became a tool.
Mm-hmm.
And so it started probably 9. But when I started comedy, like what I was saying earlier, I had tons of heroes that were comics. I'll never forget when your show debuted, 1985, Bears Super Bowl, ABC. 39 years ago on ABC. You came after the Bears. It was an amazing Super Bowl. It was the year of Super Bowl Shuffle.
That's right.
And you came on, and it was, you did like 40 million or something. It was insane.
Yeah, it was
Wait,
crazy.
And
no,
it
you
was like
did 89.
maybe
Not to
89.
ruin your
88,
memory.
I think.
Yeah,
Maybe. It was
88.
80. Okay.
Mhm.
So maybe it wasn't the Bears then. It was like, it
88
was a
would have
Super
been
Bowl.
the Niners.
It was,
probably.
yeah.
It was a Super Bowl. And
Yeah.
you did a huge number, and you were born. And at that time, because the lineage was, to me, Lucille Ball, Mary Tyler Moore, you.
Yeah, but
That's the
Marlo
lineage.
Thomas was in there too. Remember that?
Marlo,
girl?
and obviously
Oh,
Joan
yeah.
Rivers, but I'm saying from TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's different, like different other people I'm leaving out. And then, so what was the goal when I came out to Hollywood was you, and then Tim Allen
Yeah.
blazed it. ABC's the hottest place in the world. And then
Fired both of us.
it's insane. And then Ellen, this is what I said. I don't want to lose my thought, but like that's why I said this is how crazy the world is. When Tim Allen and you are considered like these crazy right wingers. It's
Right?
like you used to be on a set in Burbank.
Yeah.
We work in Hollywood with gay, straight, black, white, trans, Filipino, gluten-free, whatever you want to say. We all got along. We all went to the same fucking Emmys parties.
Right.
People all did the same Coke, or whatever. I mean, there was everybody did their thing, but we could still coexist at the
Right.
craft service table.
Right, exactly.
That was it. So when I started, not to make a long story short, is that every comic was looked upon as to get a holding deal, because they wanted to find the next Roseanne, the next Tim Allen, the next Ellen, the next Grace Under Fire,
Brett
Right.
Butler.
And so that's why I started,
Wow.
but I love comics. I was raised on you as Eddie Murphy, Rodney, Richard, George Carlin. And then once I got attention, I didn't get a show. I had a couple pilots. Then I got really busy as an actor, but then my agent started sending me out to colleges and corporates. And it went from being seen to then having enough time to make a lot of money. So I would do tons of colleges. And I woke, God rest his soul, Bob Saget let me open for him at some colleges. So that's how my 15 became 18, and
Mhm.
Craig Shoemaker. and Rick Overton and these different guys. And then
I love Rick.
it's amazing. And I crap. So then there was money for a while, and then do a couple specials, and then it just got like cold and weird from the transition from like DVD sales to social media, and then with podcasting, it became a new form again.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Exactly.
And then with the fucking ruler's thumb on our necks,
Mhm.
and me like wanting to go in for a TNT show, and they said, well, Jamie's not really gay, you can't go in for a gay guy. And they said, well, he can act gay. And they go, we want an authentic gay man. And my agent's like, I don't know what he does at 7, whatever he could at 7 p.m. to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they wouldn't see me. So with the changing of that, like,
But
actors-
yet every straight guy is played by a gay guy.
Yeah.
100%.
Touche. That's
Right?
a clip. That's a short.
But they don't know it. Show them the way
They
yet.
can't tell.
Yes. But anyway, but then all the stuff happened, and then the pandemic, and so, probably since 2017 I've become a different person. Like, I've just been like, I call it the great wokeness of 2017. And I'm like,
The great white what?
the great wokeness.
Oh, the great
It
wokeness.
started with, with Cosby, who's a little before that,
Mhm.
and then Harvey.
Me
And I'm
Too.
not saying those guys should not be exposed. 100% they should.
You're talking about the Me Too movement.
Me Too started it, but then
Mike Tyson calls it the U2.
Yeah. The
I
U2
love
movement.
that. I think that's very apt.
Yeah.
that's
The U2 movement.
that's so funny.
Yeah, that is true. Dead on. Dead on.
Well, they also when it started, we exposed monsters, right?
Yeah.
But there was also some overcorrection.
Yeah.
And it was, for some of us, it was like, yo, what about you?
Right.
Movement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
so, but then that was
Wait
like,
a minute. You went over to his house at 3 a.m. wearing only a mink coat
I thought
to
it was
get a job.
I thought it was an audition.
Tell him you're.
I thought it was an
you said the Me
audition.
Too whores thing. You got in a lot of trouble for that one.
Oh, I
I
got
gotta hear
taken
this.
down
These
for that.
Me Too whores.
I
What?
said
She
that.
called
I
them
got
Me
in
Too.
trouble.
Well, they said they said that Harvey jerked off in
In a
a
plant.
palm tree.
Yeah, a plant. A planted palm.
Really?
Yeah, but then you could go a palm tree. Um,
Oh.
Yeah, he would make women watch him jerk, just like what got Louis in trouble. But Louis at least asked.
Oh,
Harvey
wait,
wouldn't
so
Yeah,
ask.
they wanted to be part of Louis'
Well, you
sexual
moved the
world.
Mike,
Oh.
yeah.
They wanted to be
You-
part of Louis' sexuality.
so you got in trouble for what?
Which time?
Because I said these Me Too whores.
Right. No, you said these
was a
Me
joke.
Too whores go up to a Hollywood executive's office.
I
at
know what
4
women
a.m.
do to get a job.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in show business a long time. I couldn't even friggin' believe the shit I've seen. Believe it that I've seen it. And then turn around, they're two-faced.
Have you ever shared one of those stories? You don't have to name a name. Share one, because I'll tell you one too. Don't say names.
Well, come
Although
back and
she just said every politician lives underground, but she won't use a name for this.
well, I'm trying to think of the worst one.
Not the ones
You
you've
don't have to go to
done.
the worst.
Huh?
Go to a mediocre one.
Yeah.
Well, they lie and say, we were going out. You weren't going out. You weren't dating the guy. Come on.
Oh,
you
meaning
wanted
they
a
were-
job.
Oh, they were going out.
Yeah.
That's a
You
baby
blew
one.
the fucker for
Yeah.
a job.
We hooked up.
The blow is a big thing.
Yeah, it's big.
The blow.
Right?
He
Yeah.
did. He was into that.
Here's the thing. Don't.
They'll do anything. Men will do anything and women will do anything.
I have a question.
But then it takes a certain kind of narcissism to turn around and go, I was victimized. But when you see, hey, I can get a lawyer and get a payout. And I'm an actress. I was, so
Gavin
hello,
Newsom's
I'll
wife
get a
you're
career out of
talking
this
about.
when they see what a great actress I am too on the, when they televise the trial. Like Johnny Depp's wife. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah, Amber
she-
Heard.
when she's like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a certain level where you are a narcissist and all they do is lie. Narcissists, all they do is lie. All they fucking do is lie. So a lot of women are narcissists, especially that comes to Hollywood thinking they're better looking than everybody and their dog. And sometimes they are. And I've known a lot of women narcissists. Believe it. I seen them and they're like this one that was on my show and then she got her own show. Nameless. Remain nameless.
I'll figure it
So
out.
I was over there at some to-do that somebody asked me to go to and everybody was there. And she comes up to me like this. And I thought she was going to go, "Hi, Roseanne. It's so lovely to see you. And thank you for putting me on TV before anybody," or something, like that. She comes up and she goes, "You're the person who gave me my first job." And it blew my mind.
Didn't say hi. Didn't say your name.
No, I didn't know who, other than that, didn't know my name or nothing. And that was a good one.
She was a guest on your show,
Yeah.
and then she blew up.
Yeah, because, yeah. She got her own show. Off it. "You're the person that gave me my first job."
You can't figure it out either.
Kind of like this. "Aren't you lucky to know me?" Like that.
You don't want to
Whoa.
name this person. I'm not going to push it. Okay.
I don't want to name no.
You said the craziest shit. But there's two things she won't talk about: Jews and
I'll
actresses
talk
on
about
ABC.
Jews. Hell no, I'll talk about.
Well, she'll tell you off
It's
air.
that-
She said the craziest shit. She doesn't want to name some fucking
Okay,
actress
I don't
in the
know.
commissary.
I can't remember. She had her own fucking show.
So fucking what?
I can't remember her last name, but
Rosie
her
O'Donnell.
first name is Jenna.
Oh, Jenna Elfman.
Yeah,
You're saying this is Jenna Elfman.
yeah. Okay, now for
I
the
know.
Jews, I've got the best Jew jokes.
Oh, God.
Because
I have
Tony,
the best.
no, because
Well,
Tony,
I'm already canceled because you said this stuff.
no, Tony Hinchcliffe, he said, he went up after me one time. He goes, "You'll hear her take down Monsanto. She'll talk about the Democrats, but you'll never hear her put down her own people, the Jews." So
True.
I said, "You're on, bitch." So I came back with just, the best Jew jokes ever.
Yes.
And I did them.
Oh.
Everything's up for jokes.
I
Or
agree,
else it's
Roseanne.
a goddamn fascist world, including the Jews, including these, crazy liberal Jews. They're my favorite. Oh my God, the crazy liberal Jews, the Hamas Jews.
Uh-oh.
I can't fucking take it.
Can we go back to the actress?
Yeah.
Jenna Elfman.
Wait, so you said it was Jenna. I like Jenna.
Yeah.
I don't really know her that well.
Yeah.
Maybe she had a bad day.
Maybe.
Narcissists never have a bad day as long as they have supply. People to admire them. They never have a bad fucking day. You have a bad day because they never return anything. But they never have a bad fucking day.
That's deep.
You are a sage.
That's why I love. Listen,
You are such a fucking Buddha.
I talk out of my ass.
No, but your
24/7.
ass is knowledgeable.
Well, I've lived through it all.
I know.
I lived in Hollywood for almost 40 years with these motherfuckers. I had to listen to their shit like Roseanne would never do that. In the fucking producer's office. Roseanne would never do that. I'm like, huh? I'm fucking Roseanne. What are you talking? You're talking out your ass. I'm fucking Roseanne. I do that every goddamn 2 minutes. What do you mean Roseanne would never do that?
I have to comment on that, but then I gotta go back to the actress
Okay.
thing.
I'll keep you on.
But wait a second. That so happened to me. I did a show, I did a prank show, and it was awesome.
Kennedy
It was so
Experiment, great
fun
show.
to do,
Classic.
but it was intense because we had a lot of moving parts, and it was with real people. And
It was a great show. I
Oh,
loved it.
It
Classic.
means a lot coming from you. That means a lot.
When
Thank
that
you.
shit squared you in the eye and you kept on going,
Yes,
you got your eyes burned, and the audience was like,
Oh yeah,
it was just to fuck with the audience.
the
It was
Insta
great.
cooker. Thank you so much. And that was like, again, that was an escape to make people really laugh. And I don't care about the genre. I just wanted to be funny. And we had one day they would come in. We always had this young couple PAs, and the PA said, "They need you." And I was like, had noses and fake hair and pins and bobby needles, and I'm 6 pranks in a day, and the wind's blowing, and I'm in a cliff in Florida, and I got fucking emo. And the kid comes in, I'm like, "Just can I have my fucking latte?" I'm drinking it, and I'm like, 10 minutes. They go, "They need you on set in 2." And I go, 10 minutes, I'm going to take a piss, and I got to just fucking warm up. And he's like, "They need you in 2." And I said, 10. He goes, "They need you." And I fucking lost it. And I go, "Yo, bro, you know what? I'm they. I'm motherfucking they. If I don't fucking show up, there's not going to be a fucking prank.
Right.
I'm fucking they. And he's like, okay, I'll tell them. And like, I love the kid, but it was like, dude, this is the fucking show. Like, and I get it because we got to fucking, we have to make the day.
They think we pull it out of our ass.
Oh, and well, they just look at you. Oh, there's crazy Jamie. Put a nose on. I'm like, dude, I'm not your control. Like, I get it. They're running the ship, and I got to make sure to fucking be on time. But there's moments I need a fucking second, and they forget that. Like, Roseanne is the center of the show. She wouldn't do that. Well, that's when you pipe up and say, I would fucking do that.
You did pipe up.
And that's
oh,
when
my best
Well, they
one.
had
and
to
was-
by the way, that's when you get, and you tell me if I'm wrong. That's when we become difficult.
Yeah.
That's when they say you're a bitch.
But when the
Yeah.
ratings are through the roof,
That's because of them.
they call you art. Yeah.
That's what they do. They go, well, we were able to put on a great show despite her.
Right.
It's still like that. Always.
There's two comedy actors, one huge, one not, and the one's huge was always, I heard, very difficult. I'll never name the name, and it was only because his movies made a ton of money. But the other guy that was brilliant as well didn't make a lot of money, and he was difficult.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
It's different with the guys, though. They can be a difficult son of a bitch, but they always set up the writers with hookers. So he's a great guy.
More wisdom.
That's confirmed.
I
Yep.
seen it.
Confirmed.
So wait, go back.
But she's a difficult. I'll tell you what, two of the good lines I really had that I'm really proud of is the one going, what do you think? Because I was crying on the pilot. I was standing there crying because they were so mean to me. And they were like, send lawyers down to surround me instead of going, do you need a break or, water? Just to torment me more. And so I snapped at them and no, this wasn't on the pilot. This was way down. I was really acting nice on the pilot.
You cried at home on the pilot, I remember, but that's a story
Yeah.
for another time.
But
My favorite
here's
story.
my line whenever it happened. What do you think I am, a fucking circus pony? That was one of my favorite lines. And then the other one in the writer's room when they was doing, all my ideas that I bring to the writers, they'd go like this. Oh, that's so funny. And another thing,
Oh.
when then they give their shitty idea, and I'm like, look, I'm the fucking genius, okay?
That's true.
You're not a genius. That's why this show is called Roseanne. And furthermore, this is not a democracy. It is a fucking queendom, and I'm the fucking queen. Don't overtalk my fucking ideas. Just get them fucking done.
So you were talking about women narcissists? No, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't a
By the way,
narcissist.
No, that was good.
If
I
I'm
was
in the
not.
writer-
I was not a
No, I'm
narcissist.
joking. I'm joking. I thought it was
It's
funny.
different when you have
You
to
set it
fight
up.
for your shit.
Of
That
course.
ain't a
Also,
nar-
as a
That's why you're a
woman,
legend.
narcissists don't fight for
I
their
was
shit. They get
joking.
other people to backstab
I'm
other
your biggest
people.
fan. I was
here,
joking.
by the way, it's
I have a
your.
little narcissism.
We
all
all,
do.
I do for sure.
Yeah, right?
I do for sure.
Fuck
But
everybody.
you're married to a reclining chair that burns. I remember that because it was on the fucking Tonight Show,
Yeah.
and it hit me when I was in high school, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is this woman?" And I'm crying, laughing, and then it was a moment in fucking time. Okay, so the
Yeah,
same
it was
as
so
with
cool.
Sam Kinison, go to where the food is.
Oh,
and-
that was a
favorite bit.
killer
My
joke.
favorite bit of all time.
Oh, it's so great.
You see, this
Go
is
to
sand.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is the point is
The
that
best
you
bit.
have those seminal moments of a comedy
Yeah.
routine on the Tonight Show with our goat Johnny, and
Yeah, John.
from that your career was born. So if a writer from fucking Sarah Lawrence College wants to say you saw what I was about to do, and wants to give you a note, you're like, asshole, check the tape.
Yeah.
Because I understand. I believe what you're saying is, I want my ideas first and then add on to it. They just couldn't
Right.
acknowledge you. They didn't acknowledge your
No,
idea
it
without
was-
adding their fucking.
It's all to beat me down. And what was it that Alan was saying? He came down, my friend, I finally put my friend in as producer, which was great. And he came down, he goes, what can I say? The bitch is from Vassar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She didn't know what lunch meat was.
Who?
The bitch
One of the
from Vassar,
writers.
one of the writers.
Yeah.
Lunch meat? What's
And
that?
writing a fucking show, a
About
blue collar
working class
show.
people.
That's
Yeah.
what happened every day.
Every day. It was a gauntlet of fucking horror and terror.
But you're number one.
I
They don't
know.
care.
But they're not taking. They're not.
They-
You're lucky. They're taking the credit.
That's what
right?
she said.
Yeah.
They're number one because of them.
Yeah.
She said
Because
was
of
what she
them,
meant.
because they were so great.
they think they made the show.
In spite of me. And after I got fired, Bruce, what's his ass that I hired, he's a shitty writer, but anyway, he's a writer. We needed somebody. But he actually said we were terrified that she was going to ruin the show with her Twitter presence. Are you fucking shitting me? I got 28 million viewers. You were terrified that I was going to ruin your show? You cunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what that is? That's a guy that doesn't want to lose his Porsche 911. He's the corporate nipple.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a big problem, which I think this great cancellation in a positive way is good
It's totally good.
to show us that Roseanne, I'm only 54, okay? I don't know if I could ever take a note again.
Hell no.
I can't take
From a fucking stiff.
a fuck, like what? I can't.
I had them classified stiffs and swells.
What's the second one?
Swell? A swell?
I don't know what that is.
One of these.
Oh.
Real
Well-
swell.
Well, you know about run through, so I can only imagine because you're at the top of it. But one of my first pilots, when I got popular, they start when you're in movies, they would throw pilots at you.
Right.
So of course CAA, let's get that money. They throw you in. I got paid great. The amount of shit that we went,
Oh,
and the amount of so many different camps from the studio
yep.
to the writers to the network. And I'll never forget it. To this day, Jamie Tarsis was the sweetest.
Oh,
She was great to me, Roseanne.
I
She-
hate that
Oh,
fucking
I don't know who
bitch.
that
Boy,
is.
we just Jamie.
Oh,
She
Who's this?
she
salt and
is.
pepper.
You did it.
Salt
She-
and pepper.
You
She
started
is-
with a Jew joke,
well-
and now we're here.
Well, let me say my part, and then you can say
Okay.
your part. She was.
Who is this?
I was
by
a
the way?
young act. She was the president of ABC. She
Okay.
was also a trailblazer, one of the first female presidents.
She's a
And
cunt. I hate her.
she also has a really funny brother who's a great writer, or I think an actor.
Oh yeah, Jay Tarsis.
Yeah.
You want
and
me to throw him out, Mom?
She.
No,
I want to hear
people
it.
have different
But
experiences.
she. What I'm saying is, I was getting a lot of fucking shit. Like they wouldn't tell me I couldn't do the shit the way I wanted to do it, and Jamie would be like, "We hired him to be funny. Let him be funny." And long story boring.
Wow, how big of her.
Well, because there's these
She's
you,
a genius.
You go down. I didn't
She's
say
real
that, but you
genius
go
to
down
think
to
of
the
that.
writers, and those certain writers who laugh when it's their joke, and they go,
That's all.
And
That's
then-
all they do.
That's all they fucking do.
You talked
So-
about that in the last
So
podcast.
long story boring is, when we did the tape night, I fucking went, and they say, "Where did I go? We're doing it." I'll never forget this. This was a big lesson because it's different than film. I go down, I do it their way, and it was pretty good. I do it again. They're like, "Okay, we got it." I go, "Can I just do one more? Can you just do one more?" And they're like, "Well, we got it." And I go, "Yeah, but it's Friday. Let's go for it." They go, "Okay," and I do it. And I fucking improvised half the line and changed it because of my stand-up background.
Right.
Because I knew that crowd was there. Huge laugh. And they looked at me and I go, "How about this? I'll always do what you want, but you got to give me mine." And they go, "Fine."
That's cool.
And every fucking take, I always did mine. And that ended up winning to the point that halfway through the taping, they just let me do what I want.
That's
Because
cool.
I needed that back
Yeah.
of those people.
Well, because you had an audience.
Yes. And so you being the number one show, I don't understand why you'd even have to fight, because you don't have the audience. You have everyone in the TV landscape rooting for you, the audience. So the fact that they tried to cock block you. Now, I don't know what happened. with-
Jamie Tarsis gave an interview to the New York Times where she said, everyone hates her.
Ma, I say it every week. Your skin's looking amazing. You've been using the Charlize product. People last week when we did the ad, they said, "What is she even talking about?" So I wanted you to show it because you
Yeah.
do use this.
I'm showing about this.
And how do you use it exactly?
Well, there's serum and restorative anti-aging overnight serum. And
Yeah.
then this one is the toner. And this one is the oxygen face serum. They have essential minerals that can help diminish the look of aging, and they are completely toxin-free.
It looks like it's working.
Yeah, I think it is. Whether you're looking to pamper yourself or searching for the perfect gift, Charlize Beauty products are the answer. And here is the very best part. For a limited time, you can get 20% off the entire Charlize store
Do it.
when you use the code RB at charlizebeauty.com/RB. So what you waiting for? Treat yourself or a loved one to the gift of radiant, calm skin with the Charlize Beauty products. Head to charlize.beauty/RB and use the code RB to save big today.
And I know you mentioned it's toxin free, but the woman that started this company had found like cancer causing shit in makeup. So she made a makeup line that doesn't have any toxins. It won't kill you. It's real. Russell Brand sells this stuff too. We only bring you the best shit on this show.
He looks young.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
He
Yeah.
looks nice.
How old is he?
I think he's in his 70s. Hey y'all, summer's here, and Diet Smoke is bringing the summer vibes with brand new strain gummies. As a busy woman, I need products that actually work. That's why I love Diet Smoke's gummies. I'm telling you, they help me manage my stress and just relax. Diet Smoke is always trying to bring you guys the best tasting, most effective, and most innovative gummies you can find. And you don't want to miss these next releases. Gummies are great, but they can take a while to settle in, as you know.
Yeah, usually an hour and a half into this podcast.
Determined to skip the wait, Diet Smoke got in the lab and combined the burst of summer citrus tangerine with quick release THC. This sativa blend is a can't miss. Looking for a little evening indica relaxation? Well, their gummies will wind you down and tuck you in for the best sleep of your life.
Win-win.
Kickstart your summer with the ultimate vibes. Go to www.dietsmoke.com/RB today to discover the perfect strain for you and elevate your experience to new heights. Diet Smoke, your partner in finding your new favorite gummy. Cheers to Diet Smoke. Yay! Back to the show. Dietsmoke.com/RB.
They're the best.
That's not good.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
You know, a lot of women in TV, the only way they get there, like Sarah Gilbert, is to decimate another woman who's older and more accomplished than them. That's the only way they can make it. Like a lot of minorities, the only way they can rise is to take out another minority that's more accomplished than them. That's how it works for women and minorities. It's like
women
you've
are
got
put-
to be a backstabber against other women or other people of your group
Because, wait, why? Let's just stay with women for a second.
because they hate us. They hate women and they hate black people.
Who's they?
The people at the top
So they make women hate each other.
will fight each other for the scraps. Yeah.
A lot of it is somebody comes up and speaks against their community. You go, "Ooh, they're different. Like,
Yeah.
they're brave." That
Yeah.
there's that shine that comes with it. You see it all the time.
It's in all the comics when you look,
Instagram
when you
even.
see them. Like, you know, that's kind of how comedy's kind of the way that immigrants melded into America by getting up and saying, "My mother's from Italy and she talks like this,"
Right.
and everybody laughed, and that was part of the welcoming in, because everybody was always making fun of your mother anyway, and now you were
Mhm.
saying it for them,
Mm-hmm.
and so you were welcome.
So, but with women, are you saying there's not enough spots, so they feel they have to? You ever heard the phrase "kill the Buddha"?
Mm-mm.
No, what's that?
Kill the Buddha is you learn from your, let's just say, your sensei, and then you want to get as good as them, and then you kill them, so you take their spot.
Yeah, it is that
Yeah.
exactly.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, I never heard
Mm.
that, but I love it.
Okay. So you're
That's
saying,
in Satan worship too.
I believe
The
it
head,
is.
the head witch, the upcoming witch, gets rid of her, but they really sacrifice them.
Yes. That's a whole other ball of wax with the sacrificing stuff, because you see it in little ways and huge ways and wild
You
ways.
believe that happens? I
No,
do.
this is what I
I do.
believe. I believe. Well, we just went off another topic, but
That's what we
let's
do
go.
here.
Wait, okay. I believe.
Stick to comedy, Roseanne.
I
Sorry,
believe
all right.
this is that
My-
yin and yang is real.
Yeah.
Black and white is real. Up and down is real. Okay.
Right.
So, you have that phrase, as above, so below.
Right.
So I do believe that in order to lose 3 pounds, you've got to sweat your balls off.
Yeah, you
Right.
do.
You can't eat a fucking Twinkie.
Right.
So if you consider that hard work and sacrifice, you get a reward. I believe that goes across
Right.
all spectrums, meaning
That's cause and effect.
yes, basically, and it can be used for horrific things, and it can be used for simple things. And so I do, because you see certain things, and you're like this, like in the simplest way, as a person sacrificed their whole life, had nothing in our lives, like we give up all fucking friends and holidays and stuff because you want to be great.
Right.
Okay. So,
Right.
but it's a self-imposed sacrifice,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's why we do it. And then you could go darker and nefarious, and you hear about it, and you is it true? I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean,
Well, it's because they get.
here's why I believe it.
It's like
and-
getting jumped in a gang.
Right.
Yeah, here's why I believe it. I hate to cut you off.
No. It's good.
Here's why. Here's just when all this stuff started hitting me, and I want to do this.
That's what I want to talk about.
Because I hate identity politics. I hate religious politics. She's not a Jew. She's not
Right.
a woman. I'm not a man. I'm not a Catholic. We're just two souls,
Right.
energies. Okay. I was raised. Everything comes from a source. Buddhism's here, Muslims over here, Judaism, Catholicism. But I think there's a beginning source of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do
comes off.
too.
In my youngest of memories, I just remember this. And God sacrificed his only son, Jesus. And Abraham worked for 30 days and was sacrificed his young son. And sacrificed his young lamb. Everything was a sacrifice. And I'm
Right.
like, I'm just like, can we get this recess? Like, I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck? They show us these pictures of Adam and Eve, and there's Jesus. My friend who's Jewish, Barry Trachtenberg, shout out, he used to hook up with this hot Catholic girl. And he said he could never keep it. I don't want to say too much, but he said because he was above her bed, there would
You
be
couldn't
a
stay
cross.
hard, you're saying.
And he said Jesus would be like, and he'd be like, and he would just ruin his boner. He's like, I'm up there looking, and this guy like, but to his point
Right.
is that I'm like, the Stations of the Cross, the sacrifice, the death.
Torture.
Why is it? And certain
universal
tribes,
law.
if you read about this, it's always
Yeah.
sacrifice.
It's a law.
So then let's go deep on that.
Okay.
So
Get
what
your
you're
mouth
Oh, yeah,
by
nice.
So what you were
Nice,
saying
Mom.
is about sacrifice.
Love that.
If you look at the earliest movie, and Jay Dyer told me this, is the earliest movie, which is, oh my God, the movie, and it's like a 1920s movie made by Fritz Lang,
Oh, I know what you
I'll
mean.
look it up.
and that
Not Metropolis.
Metropolis.
Metropolis. Yes.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
It is.
Metropolis is about a children eating machine
Mhm.
based off of, I believe, Moloch.
Moloch, right.
Yep.
We haven't come far from that
No.
really rudimentary religion that started all
I
religions.
love this podcast.
We haven't gone far from that because we still say, the thing that infuriates people when I talk about religion, and I don't do it on the internet because, there's too many crazy people that are religious and feel nothing.
You are doing it right now.
I know, but they don't have no connection to God. They're just religious, which is different.
Right.
Because it's the internal connection to the Creator that isn't religious.
See that when we talked about God earlier?
That's Dharma, right?
What is that? I know Dharma.
The
but I don't know what that
connection.
means. The connection. What is because we started this earlier, and I have to say I'm not exactly good on this yet, meaning like I see the bad, but obviously without the bad, there can't be bad without good.
Right.
So
Right.
I know, but I never say the word God because I don't want to just be the man in the sky type of thing.
Yeah, I don't like.
But
I don't
wanna-
like to use that word either
but-
because it feeds into
but
something. But
but
I like
what-
to say Creator.
yeah,
'cause-
or whatever it is. There's definitely whatever's happening. There's definitely there's a bad version and there's an amazing version. Okay, but to me, we are in a fucking warfare of literally moralistic and spirituality.
Absolutely.
The fact that I'm saying that I never was this person. I'm a fucking guy that does characters and I'm escapism. I never went too deep in my comedy. And then all of a sudden, I fucking just feel compelled.
Yeah.
I'm
This
not
is
doing
the
it.
time.
It's
This
doing
is
me.
the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the time for it. Because I think for thousands of years, what we did was bring, when you say as above, so below, let's just say it that way, the higher and the lower,
Mhm.
impulse in the human, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think for thousands of years, since we came from that old religion that was an earth-based religion, and they did do crazy shit, and some people still do it. But all those thousands of years of mental and emotional evolution, where we learned supposedly to make tools and walk upright and whatever else, however you want to frame it, we dragged the highest as low as it could get. Like we had wars, we killed people who didn't think like us. We dragged the highest instinct or inclination down to the lowest level.
So vibrations, you believe
Yeah.
in that?
Yeah.
At the
Frequencies.
lowest frequency.
Yeah. And now it's, I think it's because of computers and the speed of intelligence that we can access. The other thing is happening. We're raising the lower to higher and higher and higher. And that's the redemption. And I think that's what we're in.
But we're like,
It's
yes
gonna
and
get
but
brighter and
like
brighter and
I can
brighter.
order a car
Mhm,
and in 4 minutes it pick me up to take me to the airport, which I didn't talk to anybody and I'm here
mhm,
in 3 hours from LA.
mhm.
So that's the advancement, but we're also in a shit show where people are just killing each other horrifically.
Well,
So
that's my hope.
That's a low vibration.
I know, but this I think is the end of it. With this subterranean warfare, I think is the end of that whole system, that lower system, that thing. Because,
You think we're going to come out of this on the other end?
oh, I know we are. And I can already see all the sunshine peeking through of people being aware and just seeing, oh, we do have an unjust system and a double standard that's race based and class based. And we can't have that. It's happening everywhere.
Hold on, because I have to ask you about what you said nuclear war earlier, but I just want to make a side note is, do you remember Charles Manson, what he preached before?
Helter skelter.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
he preached there was going to be a race war, and that was in '68, and I feel like it's kind of happening now, like a race, class, gender, everything war.
I do.
Yeah. Well, he was told to say that.
Oh,
Yeah. He
so
was.
was he a CIA operative?
Of course.
Okay,
You know,
meaning did he know he was,
I think he was a
or was he
brainwashed,
MK
tortured,
Ultra?
sold,
I think he was.
MK Ultra.
Okay,
And, they wanted to introduce that into the youth culture that was teetered for a while.
breaking down in the system, coming from Leave It to Beaver to Free Love
Yeah.
to Get in My
It wasn't
Beaver.
just free love, it was free thought.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to make that the free love. They had to sexualize it.
To Leave It to Beaver to This Is Everyone's Beaver.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was good.
There's a lot of. Well, I just remember because it was a different time, and I was, I'm a baby of the '80s, but I was born in the '70s, and I just remember the free love shit. So if you talk to somebody in Hollywood in the '70s, there was no condom. In the '80s, everybody
Right.
was scared.
Everybody was dying.
Yeah, and then in the
sexually
'90s,
transmitted.
we were like Gen Xing. Okay, we'll figure it out. So
Like, we're tired of sex. Now we're going to think.
Well, now we're
That's what it was.
oversexed. The kids are watching porn at 9 years old.
Oh.
It went way worse.
So
That's a whole other
it's
podcast.
terrible.
Porn kills everybody's sex drive.
It does.
So it's probably good because then nobody will.
Well, it kills your
I feel.
actual
Wait,
sex
I
drive.
do feel, and I want to go back to what you said about the politicians, but I thought, am I an old lady? Because I feel that sex is everywhere now.
Yeah.
It is.
And am I crazy or is it?
No, it is.
It's disgustingly present everywhere you
Yeah.
look.
100%.
They're trying to make it satiated so everybody's like, I am so bored with sex. I don't want to see it or have it around me ever. Except for it's just
No, that's
Well-
what's happening. But do you think that they're trying to do that, or I think that is happening? I know dudes.
they want to make everybody a chronic masturbator. So you'll stay home and order from Amazon. Am I right?
It's true.
Brilliant.
That's why I said they
No,
don't-
this is. You
Yeah,
know what? Because
that is
but
what
let's
it
just
is.
go simpler.
Boomers.
It's Wally.
Yeah, it is Wally.
It's Wally.
The
You
end
ever
of
see
Disney
Wally?
movie. No, I'm going to
Well,
show
they
it
don't
to you.
masturbate in it. Sorry,
But they're in their screens.
They sit there in the screen
One of
and
my
they sit in
favorite
the
movies.
chairs and you just go everywhere. And it's a futuristic.
It's a good
Disney
liberal
cartoon.
movie.
But I believe that's what they want us. They just
Yeah.
sit in a chair and you go
Matrix.
around and everything's robotic and you never
Yeah.
leave and you're constantly.
Well, that's all they do, like figuring out how they can make money. That's all they do.
So no kids with masturbation, never leave,
Right.
consume, and no kids, population control.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no thinking, no
Okay, no
freedom,
thinking.
no freedom, captive audience.
It's not a surprise when porn became mainstream that there became an outbreak of incels and these weird kids that can't get laid at all. When it's like it's easier to get laid now than it's ever been.
You're
it's
not going to
harder.
look at your fat ass girlfriend after you see that
Well,
porn.
no, that too. But you're
you
just
know,
so
your
jerked off.
girlfriend isn't going to turn you on.
No,
She don't look like she's a fat ass bitch.
But I actually
they try.
I'm
harder.
jumping in a different way though. I see so much of that, and I've been fortunate that I have lived that I do look because I have a girlfriend right now, and I look at her as like she's like like one of the last bastions of hope in terms of like she still keeps it classy.
Yeah.
You know, whatever happens behind closed doors is what happens with her. But she's still in the streets a wonderful, classy person, and that's what
cool.
that's what I was raised on, and I think her, Elizabeth Taylor, those type of
Yeah.
that's just a rarity now. That's another white panda. I mean, no offense to women, and I love sexual energy, but I feel like there's a lot more than just using your sex to get attention, and I feel like that's happening. And men
It's
are
overt
consuming
now.
it 1,000%.
100%.
Right,
It's
I think
overt.
so, too.
That's what Tyler Fisher was talking about. Like going on,
Yeah.
the girl's like, "Do you want to do ketamine and fuck or whatever?" And he's like, "I just want to have coffee and talk." And I was like,
Well,
"You're so
wait,
gay."
but he could do the first one and then
That's
coffee and
what
talk
I said.
after.
He's so gay. It's a
But-
long story.
What I'm just saying is, I was wondering if I was crazy because I feel like sex
No,
is
it's
so
overt.
much everywhere. Like
100%.
it was, if you saw a tit in the 80s when you got a VHS, and
I'm with you, man. I'm
There's a
close to your
tit.
age. Yeah.
now
Remember
it's like
Channel 98?
an opener is anal. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
It's true.
like that's a
That's the
fucking
Tinder profiles. That
it's
you fucking
insanity.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
that's what I'm
sickening.
saying.
It's sickening. Like, and if you want to go
It's
deeper,
Satan.
then
It's
you.
Satan. It's Satan. That's what
I
I'm
know.
trying-
I
Thank
could
you.
say that.
Say
I
it.
could say that.
The
You
Roseanne
could,
Barr podcast.
well,
say it. I'll say it for
It
you.
is where you would be so
you want it. It's a dehumanizing.
dehumanizing, desensitizing.
Yeah.
It's also like to strip women of their mystery that attracts
Yeah.
men to us.
Right?
They don't want none of that.
No.
They just want
Oh,
That's the
bend
hottest
over.
shit.
Hey, and the women do it. Like I'm saying,
Well,
like
why-
that's what they do in Hollywood. So that's
Conditioning.
the template for the rest of the young girls. It's
Yeah.
sickening.
No, it is.
But what do you? I
Remember
still have to go back to
Halloween
the
when we were kids
politicians.
and like you'd just dress up like a Frankenstein and then then it became like Halloween, we called it, like in the mid 90s to 2000.
Well,
It
it
was just
was
an
like-
excuse for girls to go out in lingerie.
Like a
They're
well,
moms. They're fat moms.
They
This is the
help
one
dress
thing
them.
I noticed.
Yeah, to shave your
All
bush.
these little girls that's dressed up like whores has
Jesus.
an obese mother.
Of course.
An
yes.
obese bipolar bitch is their mom. I'm
100%.
telling you, I've seen it every time.
And every school shooter
So
too.
wait, what
Every school shooter
Same
too.
thing.
Jesus
Their
Christ.
mom's a fat bitch with bipolar disorder.
Bipolar?
So wait,
Wait, it's
the fat bitch is telling them go and
No,
dress
you're
up as
onto something.
Halloween.
No, but obesity, like
Well, they wanna live
obesity, is
vicariously
an
through it.
infliction on other people.
Yeah.
Like I seen this big fat bitch. She was about 450
bipolar.
on the on the internet today, and she's
And
talking
now
about.
sponsor Weight Watchers.
Now wait a minute. She's coming out against Israel starving the poor Palestinian children, which isn't true.
Right.
But I'm like, bitch, stop eating all their food. How dare you?
Yeah. What do her
be,
kids look like?
Like eating 450 pounds worth of food every day,
Yeah.
which you could be shipping over to the Palestinian children you say you care about. But no, bitch, you're eating it all. I mean, come on.
Good
Wait,
point.
this is what's fascinating though. So the people that canceled you, some of them
Stop me from having black writers, black cast members, black subject, never let me, opposed me till I went to the New York Times to say, how can the producers of Cosby be this racist? They're the ones that called me a racist. Because they don't even get my tweet that it was, I thought the bitch was fucking white.
yes.
We all did, for the record.
It's should be on t-shirts. So my question is,
on
I made t-shirts.
Oh,
we have
yeah,
t-shirts
yeah.
that say
That's
it.
amazing.
I'll get you one.
So wait, I gotta get one. So what I'm saying is you get canceled. You just said something so interesting. So you're super pro-Israel, I'm gathering.
I'm pro-intelligence.
We're
I-
pro-West.
Israel's fucked
Pro what?
up.
West. We're pro-West.
We're pro
What's
the
that mean?
Western world.
Western world.
We
Western
like the
ideology.
Western world. Liberty, freedom.
Yeah, democracy.
I don't.
Well, I hate
democracy.
rape,
I hate.
beheaded.
It's mob rule.
I don't want
I like our
beheadings.
constitutional republic, and that we have these.
Liberty.
Well, we had these values of liberty and freedom, free thought. Guns,
Mhm.
free speech,
Yeah.
shit like that. But
Not being raped and beheaded.
yeah,
Stuff
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
that's what's at stake. It
Yeah.
isn't about Jews or Palestinians.
No, Israel's the canary in the coal mine. We've done the show on
Yeah.
it. They're coming
But
after
they
America.
got, oh my God, they
nothing to
have
do with
so
Jews.
many. Well, this will be a whole other. But they're compromised there like they are here. Our government and their government are compromised. And it's up to the people
Yeah.
to go, we're done with you. We're going to take over. It's up to the grandmothers, in my opinion. We're the ones that know. We're the ones that have to do everything. We have to take care of everybody's damn kids. We know how to stretch a dollar. And we have to take over the world and put some logic to it.
1,000%. So what I'm saying is, though, you were canceled and vilified, but yet I feel like some of the people that canceled you also have similar stances on what you're just talking
Oh,
about.
no, they hate Israel.
Total opposite.
So was it only woke people that canceled you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So it wasn't any suits.
The woke at
Any
Disney. It was
suits.
Bob Iger after a call from Michelle Obama that canceled me.
Conservative suits wouldn't show making $24 million. They wouldn't fuck that
They
up.
wouldn't.
24
cancel.
million
Yeah,
viewers.
yeah.
Sorry. They
So
want, they want
you're
the money.
saying the UCLA type.
Berkeley.
It was Michelle Obama. She didn't like
Susan
it.
Rice.
It's BLMers
Yeah.
and Michelle Obama and that whole Muslim brotherhood.
Did you not know the cancel culture was like woke liberals?
No, it is.
You're being rhetorical, or
No, 100% is.
Right.
They hated Trump.
I have to make I have to try to make what I'm saying is
No,
because
here's what it
this
was.
whole Israel-Palestine thing, tell me if I'm crazy, it's not a clean,
it is. No, I know. Okay, go. Sorry, finish.
meaning that there are people, okay.
There's cross.
How can I say,
there's cross factioning.
let me talk, what does that mean?
That means there
That
could
means
be
like
right
America
wingers.
where conservatives vote to let in more people across the border.
Let me explain. I'm going to
It's
say
not a
something.
right,
This is a
left.
very intense statement.
It's quadrants. It's right, pro-Israel, right, anti-Israel against left, pro-Israel, left, anti-Israel. It's cross faction. It's a quadrant, right? Is that what you're saying? Just tell me what you're saying. Sorry.
Yes, but I feel like, okay.
Here's a better way to say it.
Well, let him.
All right.
No, finish.
You be quiet.
Well, because then I have an
I wanna know what he's
example,
saying.
and it's going to be intense.
You
I'm
know, he
here
weighed
for it.
almost 10 pounds.
Don't do it.
Okay.
No, we do
As
this
a
every day.
baby,
Born.
came out to shoot. That's a big
Yeah.
watermelon to
Yeah.
push out
That
of
was
there.
some big hemorrhoids.
butt came out.
2 hours
Yeah.
of pushing.
You're welcome.
Okay, anyway, so he shouldn't interrupt me is my point. Here's what it is. It's communists against us. Communists, they went and got in bed with Nazis and the Muslim Brotherhood and the GLBTQ radicals.
Mhm.
But it's all communists
Yeah, the
because
same
they
fight.
like to overthrow governments. And they're in league with the people who replace governments. They either put in caliphate or do like they did in Venezuela. Those are the two choices. They got a lot of options. But they got to get rid of America because, like when Trump says, they're not after me, they're after you, and I'm just in their way. You know how Trump says that? Well, America is in their way of global control.
And Israel's in their way of America.
And Israel is in the way of America. So that's a simple way. But
Who's in there? America's in whose way?
the global, commie, fascist, pervert. I call it the pedo Ponzi priest class of pirates.
All those P's.
Yeah, pedo Ponzi priest class of pirates of ferocratic feudalism.
Okay, so wait.
What were you going to say?
This is what I want to say though, because I got to break that down, but I got my brain for a second.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is this. I think like you guys, and this is crazy when we talk about it, but we're here, so I might as well.
Yeah.
I feel
That's our
like you
podcast.
guys think it's clean, and even me saying this is gonna get me. I'm gonna catch strays for this.
From
okay?
us?
No, I
No,
don't.
no. Let me.
I just wanted to put it in simple. I don't
But
think
that
it's
was not
clean.
simple at all. You said it was
I'll
the
let it-
pedo,
yeah.
Peter Piper,
Pedo
Pecker
Ponzi
Pack.
pirate.
Like, it's
Pedo?
pipe. Well, I'm gonna go.
Epstein client list.
Hypocrisy.
Epstein client list. What were you saying?
Okay, that I get.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I understand. Yes, like I believe that all this stuff is being done so that that list doesn't come out.
Of course.
All the stuff. Of
Uh-huh.
course. But what I'm saying is this: there's not the delineation isn't as clear as I think what you're saying, and I can't believe I'm talking about this. Okay. So Angelina Jolie
Satanist.
says there is a genocide going on.
Mhm.
Okay. Has her agent and manager, nothing happens. A girl that I think is amazing, Melissa Barea, didn't even say that. It just said, "Hey, I want to have like, I don't want to misquote her, but I don't want to see innocent people killed on either sides."
Yeah, none
And
of
she
us
got
do.
she got fucking fired as the lead of a fucking huge franchise. Okay, so what I'm saying is, in Hollywood, there are people that are pro-Israel that are forgiving, who I believe that they think stars are big enough, and canceling younger ones. So my question,
That's true.
so that's where it's confusing. Like, we don't want to see innocent people dead on either side. Do we agree on
No,
that?
of
And
course.
so so it doesn't mean I can't want Israel to be safe, but I also don't want to see innocent people killed.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see innocent Israelis killed.
Right.
And then, so my question is, where are we at with this?
Well, I don't think people who hate each other's guts and want, I don't think people who want the annihilation of one people should be forced to live next door to them.
Right.
So you're saying the non-Israels, what do I call them? Gaza, Egyptians, what, Muslim?
You're talking about the
Because
Palestinians?
it's also, not
Gazans, Arabs.
okay. So you're saying
They're Arabs.
they want. I can't believe we're talking about this. They want to destroy this Israel, completely obliterate them.
Some
Correct?
of them, only Hamas does.
Okay.
And they are the slaves. They are enslaved because that's like
do you
the
think-
Crips, and they're like the Crips and the Bloods. And they scare everybody in the neighborhood. They'll come and take your kids. They take kids. So the population, there's decent people everywhere. I'm not a racist. They're decent. I know when I went to Israel, I met with grandmothers from Gaza and Christian grandmothers, and I'm Jewish, and we all prayed for peace together, and that's the only hope I have for the whole world. That you can step outside of the box they shove you in and see a new thing together for the benefit of all kids. That's what I try to work on.
Well, Ma, I know you heard that they don't do gain of function research anymore, as Fauci said.
Yeah, he's not a liar.
No, he said it under oath, so I'm sure it's fine.
Of course it's true.
And it's probably true that they aren't doing gain of function research with the bird flu virus, even though that's the next thing on the docket, and we all know and we all research. And they just found traces of it in milk. But I'm sure it's just a coincidence, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
But there are things you can do if the avian flu does break out, or COVID comes back, or whatever else they're planning.
Just in time for the election.
Yeah, this is an election year, so prepare for the worst. So tell the people, we sell this product all the time. They know where to go, but
I just ordered 2 more kits today online.
the contagion, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
It's the only one of its kind. This prescription contagion emergency kit from the Wellness Company provides you with a carefully selected assortment of effective medications for bird flu, COVID-19, and other respiratory illnesses. Ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, HCQ, Z-Pak, Tamiflu, and budesonide, along with a nebulizer, so you can rest easy knowing that you have the emergency meds on hand, along with a guidebook for safe use.
You'll need it.
Backed by research from experts like Dr. Peter McCullough, the Wellness Company's Contagion Emergency Kit is a must-have for every family. Every American should have at least one of these kits in their home. We got like 3.
Yeah, we do. And guns. You gotta have it all.
Avoid the chaos, wait times, and price of the hospital and have exactly what you need for as low as the cost of a single doctor's visit. To be prepared for the unexpected, listeners can go to twc.health/RB and grab your contagion emergency kit right now. That's twc.health/RB and use the code RB for 10% off free shipping. Kits are only available in the USA.
I want one of those nebulizers. They sound cool.
But all these ridiculous men and their stupid dicks wanting war to show each other how strong they are, that's just so passe and ridiculous. And we don't need no more of it.
No.
They got to be deposed on every side. That's what I think.
But can I
But
say,
my question is that like when you said those different factions, there's grayness there.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
But no, there's only good and evil.
Of course, but there is on both sides.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Well, what I'm saying is there's certain people in both of these groups that if you say one negative thing against it, you're a piece of shit.
Well, those are just
There's zealots, but I feel
Yeah.
like I've never seen the town this ripped apart. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, because they're getting paid.
because it's not about Israel, Jamie.
They're getting paid.
Well, the students at UCLA probably are not getting paid.
Yeah,
They
are.
are. They are getting paid.
All of them?
Yeah,
No,
they're
not
getting
all of them.
paid.
You're telling me Soros's? Because
Yeah,
the Soros stuff, I believe.
How do they all have the same tent?
Yeah, they're telling us.
Come on, man.
Oh, that I agree with that.
Soros pays them all.
That I agree
Wait.
with. Supplied them stuff, put the bricks in the city before the riots, all that.
Yeah.
I agree with
that's
that.
all true.
but-
Look, can I just tell you something?
Okay.
Israel is the one lone Jewish homeland state, right?
Mm.
There are 56 Muslim states.
Okay, yeah.
Christians and Catholics have the Vatican. It's
Mhm.
walled off.
Yep.
So there are
Mm.
14 million Jews on the planet. There are 9 million in Israel. There are 1 billion Muslims and 1 billion. Let me finish,
There's
please. Let me finish
2.5
this.
in Bel Air.
There's 1 billion Christians and 1 billion Hindu and whatever the rest spread. So you're telling me that the one place where Jews are like, hey, we just want to stay here and leave alone, which, by the way, if you're in Israel and you're a Jew, you can't pray at your holiest sites without armed guards because they share the land
Well,
with
it's against
Arabs.
the law.
No, hold on. They share the land with Arabs right now. So Arabs get 56 states and 1 billion people worldwide. Jews can't have one. And you're telling me that this is a both sides kind of situation. And I'm not a zealot. I'm just telling you. The problem I'm having with this is how do you make peace when one side just wants one home and the other side wants them dead?
Well, first
It's
of
not
all,
about-
I
you-
think
we
you
had,
do it by getting rid of Hamas.
Of course.
Which I totally
which
is what
I
Israel's
think they're
doing
trying
now.
to do, right?
Yeah,
They are
and
doing
I think it's the right thing to do.
No one wants
And,
civilians dead, but that's what the war is that
No, but there's going to be what we
course.
call,
collateral damage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ma-
And
And
Israel has a
it-
good record, believe it or
but
not. Right
the-
now, this current war, I just got to say this. They've done studies. It actually has a pretty good record for civilian deaths for this kind of war. It's not even one of the worst jobs of killing civilians. It's not even in the top 5, top 10. Other countries
well,
that
they
have done this have
a
killed a lot more.
one
Yeah, they're doing a good job compared.
one person of battle to one civilian,
Yeah.
which is better than anybody
And it's
else's
ugly and
record
nobody
ever.
wants it. But to act like Israel just goes and is like, oh, let's just fucking bomb this school. That's not what's happening. That's all I have to say. And I'm not pro.
Really?
pro-West.
Because that's how it's being portrayed in the media.
Because the media, who can you not insult right now?
Exactly.
Who?
It's run.
No, I'm asking.
You just said
You
You
can't
said
talk about the Muslim, Brotherhood.
Yeah. So,
That's my theory, allegedly.
You can't talk about Islamic.
well, that's what I'm saying.
terrorism
It
either.
flipped though because the media used to be run by the Jews,
It did.
and now it's run by woke, which isn't. You're saying
Well, it's still Jews.
there's Jews
but
that
they
are
work
woke.
Woke
for
is
the-
Jews that work for the Muslim
Right.
Okay,
Brotherhood.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yes.
I'm not
Yeah.
crazy to think
No,
there's
not
a
at
lot of layers to this
There's
cake,
so many layers.
and it's like fucking because I just
because
know.
Muslim Brotherhood and communists got in bed
Yes.
together.
Can I just say this? Okay, that's another thing. My brain goes fried.
I don't like collectivism and communism.
There's a lot of great
where
Muslims.
it's like everybody,
And
you
training.
know, I don't like Stalinism
No.
and absolutism
What
and
is-
fascism.
You like the West.
What can I want to ask you about that. Can I just have to get this thought out? Is that
okay.
I have a guy that's hilarious and he's a legend, and he broke down Israel for me in such a way, and another guy, two of them, in a way, and he was like, "We're not colonizers," but he says if we didn't do certain things, then they wouldn't have toilets.
Right.
He was basically
Yeah.
saying that, and if you do look at it, some of the greatest inventions in the world are Jewish inventions. And he's
Mhm.
like, you like the vaccine for polio, you
Right.
know, fucking, it was like a lot of shit, you know. So I got that, but then you've got other people going, hey, we're in an open air prison. So
Right.
that's the, well, that's, I'm just saying, you
I
also
know, but
hear
if
these
you-
too.
if
So,
you-
and then a guy like me goes like this, what do I do? And I just go, all right, I'm just going to go to Chipotle.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
should.
and I'm a piece of shit. I know.
No, you're not
You
a piece of
can't-
shit. There's
you
truth to both
can't-
sides.
You can't trust nothing in the media.
Right.
Well, I'm just saying these are, yes, probably both are. Well, the
Well, they're
person that
getting
told
their
me the
talking
Israel
point.
stuff had so much facts, and he wasn't media. He was. This is a person that's gone there multiple times.
Yeah.
He's lived it, and you know who he is. So, but the other people are Muslims, and they still hang out with Jews.
Here's
Everybody.
something that'll blow your mind, and everyone's listening. Gaza is a beautiful city.
I-
It has a tourist industry. It has beaches, 5-star
Mhm.
restaurants, great food, open air markets.
Still,
It is not an open air prison nor a concentration camp. And when
then
they
you gotta
say genocide,
you gotta get out there and say that because
We do.
that's what they're
I
saying.
do.
that's how we got
and
demonetized.
when they say genocide, that's only to humiliate the Jews who did go through a genocide, because it's a war.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's different than a genocide. And a war that exposes underground smuggling tunnels
Mhm.
isn't a genocide.
Right.
So you're saying, in a nutshell, you do
They-
not do the comparative of the Holocaust,
There's nothing that
which was a
compares to that.
real genocide of 6 million of your people,
20
a
million
third
total.
or 40% of your people.
And lots of other people
Yeah,
too.
20
millions
million
of
total.
other people.
Okay.
Yeah, Jews weren't
As
just dealing.
opposed to, which is, we don't want to see anyone die, people
We
dying
don't
in
want
the art
the
of war.
state to round people up
Right.
Yes.
and then put them on trains to gas chambers, which is not happening in Gaza and
Okay.
never will.
Okay.
But
The war would have been over a lot quicker if that did happen. Honestly,
I
Israel
mean,
would
if
have won the
Israel
war in one
wanted to
day.
commit a genocide, it'd drop one bomb there.
It'd
and
been
they'd
over
all
in
be
3
dead.
days.
But they don't.
That's a very good point.
That's my thing.
Because you know why they don't? Because there are so many people
That
in
want 'em
Gaza
dead.
who love Israel, and I know because I went there.
Yeah.
I know because I met them. I know because I took the phone calls and I met the people. And if Israel would open, which I think they will, after they get rid of all the leftists, and I think they've already been voted out, and
Yeah.
they'll be voted out even more. But I think they will open the doors to peaceful people from Gaza,
2 million
and
Arabs.
they'll come in.
2 million Arabs live in Israel today, and how many Jews live in Gaza?
None.
Any
The whole
Muslim
Arab
state,
world is Judenrein.
right? There's maybe 3 Jews in all 56
So when
countries.
they say two-state solution, you know what that is? It's a 57-state solution, is what it is.
Against one. Also, I got to say, real point. It is funny the people that are anti-Israel. Again, I hate the
And
term
we
anti.
can't say any of this.
But you can talk
That's
about.
what's horrible. We can't.
I've never talked about it. I'm a
we
little
can't
worried, but
say
No, you
these
don't be worried.
things
I'll edit
because
it out
we'll
if you don't
be
want it.
totally attacked for saying anything true in any way. From Trump,
Yeah, truth
it's a
is the
war
enemy.
on truth. It's a
So-
war on peace. It's a war on souls.
Can I just say one thing and then get? How can Israel be white colonizers with incredible weaponry, which is one of the insults, are just out there genocide and bombing, and Gaza is like this tiny little open air prison? If those two things are true, right? Open air prison and just a tremendous amount of weaponry. Why is this war still going on? If it was a genocide, it would have been done in 6 hours, right?
that's a very good point.
That's what I've been saying
And
from the
the-
start.
the-
So
Because
they're
they have the ability to
The
do
army
that.
They're
in
being
Gaza
critical. They're asking people
has
to leave. They're planning. They're
150,000
doing step
armed
by
people
step.
Plus,
Yeah.
they have arms from Iran.
We've proven
and
it. We've proven it
Afghanistan.
untrue right now.
150,000 people in plain clothes.
Yeah.
They don't
Anyway.
wear uniforms.
So that way, you're saying the bad hides among the good,
That's how they do
and
it.
then the good,
Yeah.
Which is
and
a war
so
crime.
Israel doesn't want to just take out innocent people,
They
even though
don't.
it's
They drop
it is
leaflets. They
happening.
wait. They
They took
precision
them out
tech.
and took them north.
So it's hard to take out the bad when they're using the good as shields. That's
But
what
they
you're saying.
did it.
They literally use the good as shields. That's their whole. That's a war crime, and that's what Hamas does. That's why they hide weaponry in schools and hospitals. They do it on purpose. It's a war crime. They're actually the war
They're-
criminals.
Everything they do is a war crime, from getting children to dig their tunnels,
Yeah.
child labor, child soldiers. Everything they do is a war crime. But their greatest weapon is the press.
Yeah.
Because they get these people that are paid by Arabs are the richest people in the world.
Yeah.
To act like they don't have the money. To act like they don't have the money in Qatar and these oil-rich Arab royalty.
56 countries, 1 billion people, and oil money.
And they act like they're the. I mean,
Yeah.
but their greatest weapon, like all fascists, is
Disinfo.
propaganda.
Yeah. Have you seen the amount of money funded in the universities in America? The number one funder of universities is Qatar or Qatar, depending how you say it. That's what
Qatar, not Qatar.
I think you're
They
supposed to
say
call it.
Qatar.
They
call it
do?
Qatar. Yeah.
Yeah, I
call
was
it
shocked
Qatar.
when I
I
heard
thought that was a
I think that's the
booze.
proper way to
Cutty
say it.
shark.
That's what
But no,
I thought
that's
too.
that's way more than any Jewish money goes into the schools. Anyway, we can.
I
Talk
have
about
a
this all day.
question about this.
Yeah, let's change.
How is it going to end? Because
Armageddon.
I don't know. There's two things I want to ask you. You said three things. Let's go on these things. How's it going to end? Collectivism, and I don't like people in groups because that's group thing. Because I don't know if that's what you mean by collectivism.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, I don't know what Stalinism actually is. Is that just
It's a
communism?
militarized police force that it's Planet of the Apes.
Okay. So, you got in trouble.
But it is. Have you seen that movie?
You always
Where
go
they
back
come
to
in
Planet of the Apes.
because it's my favorite movie about fascism.
By the way, it is. It's an amazing message about fascism told through that. You're 100% right. So
I've seen it 12 times.
wow, the old ones. You see the new ones.
The original.
Yes. So
The other ones I didn't like so much.
so 12 times you saw Planet of the Apes. So collectivism, meaning groupthink, don't think for yourself, no individuality. Stalinism, meaning we're gonna. So when they meet, what happens?
It's a militarized police force unleashed on human beings. It's like you said the wrong thing, you're going to prison. You did the wrong thing, you don't look right, think right, you're hanging with the wrong people. It's like McCarthyism on steroids.
Okay. And then you said earlier that we're gonna go back and it's gonna win, but you also said there might be a nuclear war.
I said, I think Biden and them, all the guilty in our country, our country is under the control of the worst criminals that have ever lived on earth.
Okay. I don't doubt that.
Me either.
And, they're all just me, me, me. How can I get more money? And screw the American people. They don't care about us at all. They rather we die and they can take insurance policies out on us.
Now, what do you say to the people that say Trump has a lot of crime?
Has what?
A lot of crime, what? Like tearing the
Allowed it
tag
or
off his mattress or
committed crimes or allows crime? I don't know.
They say that Trump is guilty of a lot of crimes.
Okay.
no, he's not.
I know. What do you say to people like that?
They perverted our judicial system and changed the laws.
Forget this one. I mean, there's
crimes before.
Yeah, they
They're
try to say
all
financial crimes.
He's
Yeah,
no different
I'm sure
than
he
any
did.
of
No,
them.
he
Yeah,
should.
I know.
He never bombed 8 countries like
Exactly.
Obama did.
Yeah.
So
He never droned weddings like Obama did. I mean, he's not George Bush,
yeah.
Or
right?
the Kennedys.
He's not the Kennedys.
Okay.
How do the Kennedys
He's not
make their
Hillary
money?
Clinton.
Right.
You just said the Kennedys.
Well, I mean,
Well, you're-
Joseph Kennedy. I love
Jamie Kennedy's the
JFK.
worst.
I'm sorry, Kennedy. Are you in the Kennedy family?
You don't know why I might have been sent here.
That's true. But I mean, Joseph Kennedy's the one I don't like.
Well,
'cause
Joseph
what he
was
did
how
in
he
World
started
War
the
II.
whole thing.
Yeah.
But
No,
I
I'm just trying to
love
get
John
both
F.
sides here.
Kennedy.
Huh?
Of course, I love JFK.
Yeah, he was exposing the secret societies. So
Well, they all have crimes.
yes, of
I'm
course.
sure
Everybody-
Trump is
Everybody
Listen,
in
business.
Hollywood
I-
has crimes.
1,000%. Listen, this is what I think. I'm trying to give you one thought because I always do this. I think Trump is hilarious.
He
Yeah,
is
he is.
so funny. That's why I love him. That's why everyone loves
That's why I
him.
love him.
Yeah.
He's a natural comedian,
Mhm.
and you know what? Because of that, I'm always going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
He's just more
Because
charming.
he's a comedian, he's really smart.
He's really
and
smart.
he knows how to get through, and he's a populist.
Yes.
And he knows how to solve a damn problem.
Yes.
He knows how to solve a problem and build something.
He's a businessman. He's all about taking action and trying to fix it.
And building.
Yes. So I don't know all the other stuff. These people have TDS. I've seen it at my shows.
Yeah.
My
and I
family
still-
has it.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I'm still an independent, but if it's the choices, those two, I'll tell you right now on the Roseanne Barr podcast, I'm going to vote for Trump.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think our vote really counts.
It doesn't.
right? You agree with that.
But you still have to vote.
But
This
okay,
doesn't
I
matter.
will.
Well, we hope it counts.
Vote in case it counts.
It
Honey,
doesn't.
I love
I
you.
know.
What did George Carlin? He never voted.
Yeah.
Come on.
I never voted either. and
I never did either.
I used to have a line.
I just want one.
Anybody who votes does not have the right to complain.
Yeah.
That's true. And by the way, it's true. Listen, do what you ever want. You in your bedroom. I pay my taxes. Just don't fuck with my shit.
I say vote just to be safe.
Do you think this? And then I know we have to go. Do you?
I don't think we're going to have an election. You was asking me that.
You have money out on this.
I don't
too.
think
They're
so
going to
either.
start a war, and then they'll have to postpone it. That's how they know. Well, they can't get him in prison. They can't impeach him. They won't be able to put him in jail before he wins. So they're going to try to start a nuclear war.
I hope there's not a nuclear war.
Well, they're not going to be able to because before Trump left office, he locked up Cheyenne Mountain, and that's why they're pissed.
What is
That's
that?
why they raided Mar-a-Lago.
What is that?
To get
Jesus,
the
you got
codes.
every time I have a new idea.
No,
You
I'm
fucking
telling
give me
you,
another
they're
idea.
not going to be able to start
What
a
is
nuclear
Cheyenne
war.
Mountain?
I don't
That's where the
know.
nuclear codes are.
Okay.
Biden was never given the football.
Okay. Before we get into
Jake
that,
hates when I talk
do.
about this.
No, because
It's true.
because your 99% is so brilliant, and then you say one thing. I just don't want to take away
It's
from the
true.
99%.
But I
She thinks Trump's still president. That's why.
He's the command. He's not the president. He's the commander
see
in
what I'm
chief.
saying?
Roseanne, here's
See
what I
what
want
I'm
to say.
saying?
I agree with a lot of stuff, everything, a lot of stuff.
99%.
But I want to tell you is in my opinion, but you can punch me in the face. I think sometimes if you just give that little red pill with a little bit of molasses on it for the general pop to absorb it, because they get freaked out when you say that.
Well, I can't give it. I've been trying to give it to
That's
him
for you to
nicely
do.
for 7 fucking years.
No,
They
when
tried
you come
to kill
out
me.
and you say Hillary's a reptile.
Well,
and
I
she's
didn't
got-
say she was a
No,
reptile.
but she eats
Right
babies.
out of the bat.
She does eat babies. That's true.
I said she's a
Allegedly.
baby blood drinking Democrat. I didn't say she was no reptile. And
Potato.
no, I said she drinks baby blood for adrenochrome because they
Allegedly.
do. But, the Democrat donors, that's why they give so much money to the Democrat Party.
This is a whole other thing, and
That's kind
I
of
will
a joke.
say I'm not
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
here's what I want. You have to say allegedly.
Yeah.
You have to say
Yeah.
allegedly.
That's our
about that.
T-shirt. That's our other.
But here's what I would say is that the whole about the Harvard young mouse, old mouse. They sewed a young mouse to an old mouse.
Oh, God.
Why?
That's horrifying.
Did you see all the? You're hilarious. You see all the shit she talks about?
It's so
Eating
Nazi.
babies, lizard people,
I
and
didn't
blowing up a mouse, and you fucking lose your mind. I thought the bitch. Say it together. I thought the bitch was white.
But I hate when they do those Nazi experiments on
stay with me.
animals.
I'm
What
giving
were
you
you saying?
your
Okay,
flowers.
I'm listening.
They took a mouse
Mhm.
and they sewed a little mouse, a young mouse to an old mouse, and it made the old mouse younger.
Yeah.
So what you just said about
It's
one of the most
adrenochrome.
taboo thing of all, where people have such pushback on that, there are scientific experiments in that world that feels like that.
Well,
course.
now they just came out saying that teen blood, an injection of teenage
yeah.
blood helps old people.
Well, they had
So
that
it's
whole.
not
There was a
different.
company. Peter Thiel was back.
Right.
Yeah. Do you remember there's some famous queen or something? I don't know the era at the time, but just like 40
Victoria.
fucking orphans went missing, and she used to bathe in their blood. It came
Well,
out later.
let's go deeper. If you go to you should take
It
the
works,
vampire
obviously.
tour
Yeah.
in New Orleans.
What's that?
100%
I did.
vampires
are real.
It's amazing. Vampirism is real.
I agree. I
And
believe
that goes to a whole other ball of wax. But that whole thing of just drinking blood is what you just said earlier.
Right.
That's true. Like
Yeah.
that, I believe the bones of that street, that area, those people
Sacrifice.
really lived who they talk about.
hmm
So that's all.
I went and lived there just to
Ooh.
check it out for
How long?
myself. 3 months on Bourbon Street.
I did 2 tours only for a week, but Jesus, you really put the time in.
Yeah.
So then
hell,
you
I
know
did.
more. That's
oh,
all.
I know.
You got to tell me on my podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please
But I
come
just
on.
got to ask you the last thing because
Okay.
there's so many things and it's all connected. Do you think, because you act like it's going to be good, which I hope it is, but I think basically the fucking Jabby Jew, the Jabberoo.
Jabby Jew's fine
The
too.
Jew-
Jabby,
I
the
think a Jew
Jabby-
made it.
the
didn't he?
Jabby
Israel
Jew
made
came-
all their people
the
do
Jabby
it.
Yeah.
Jew is going to take out a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I
that
hope
It
was
so.
already has.
and
I hope
that's
so.
and that's the control.
Fingers crossed.
And so here's what. No, stop it. And then what that's happening. Stop that. So they're doing that, and AI and technology is getting more. So less humans, more automation.
Right.
Billionaire playgrounds. This planet's ours. That's what I kind of think's going on.
Mhm.
Less carbon-based breathing organisms.
Right.
More room for us to sit back and do whatever the fuck we want to do.
That's right.
But you said it's going.
Feudalism.
Yes, but how is it going to get good then if that's what we both see?
Because it ain't going to happen.
How are we going to stop them?
I think Trump's already stopped them. He's already stopped them by not allowing them to have access to the nuclear codes.
Is that still there now?
Yeah.
How can he do that?
He did it before he left office.
And how can the military not know where they are?
They do. A certain.
Allegedly.
That's what.
I got to meet Trump with you.
Jake, you shut up.
I got to
That's
go.
what.
I got to meet
I'm
Trump
Not
with you.
Star Wars.
I'm
What is
editing
it?
this.
Star.
Will you take me
Space
to
Force?
Mar-a-Lago?
Space
Space.
Force.
That's what Space Force is about. And my niece works for Space Force, and that is what Space Force is about. Taking over worldwide military thinking and bringing it to a higher level that none of these TV generals and shit don't know shit about. And it's happening, and it is Star Wars. And it's for good, for peace. Trump don't want no wars. He knows they're obsolete. They don't even need to be killing nobody anywhere.
He didn't start one war when he was in
Mm-mm.
office.
No.
Not one. In fact,
President of Peace.
he got people out.
And
did.
he'll continue to do that, and that's another reason why they hate
That's
him.
really
So
why
I
they
want
hate
to.
him.
I
Because
want to believe that
they
Trump is
sell
real.
weapons.
He's
No,
not a psyop.
That's
right?
why they
No,
hate him.
he's for real.
No, he's
Okay.
for real, and that's why they hate him because he
Good.
doesn't. He's not
And
good for the
I-
military-industrial
oh my
complex.
You
God.
love him.
I do because
you
I
love him
knew
before?
him. Yeah, because
knew
I
him.
knew him. He's the only mother. Oh, I shouldn't say. He's the only loving person in Hollywood who ever returned a favor in all my years.
Can I just say this? When I did a show on NBC, and it was 2015, and we only went for 7 episodes, and we went to the winter upfronts, and it's over in Huntington Gardens there in Pasadena, and he was the biggest thing on NBC. This is when I knew it was all
Mhm.
bullshit. And every NBC star and every press person
Loved him.
was on his dill pickle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, of
They were
course.
on his nuts. And the minute
And he was teaching
And
America great values on that show.
100% how to win.
How to win, how to get your ass in
They
gear.
also hate
He
that.
also was a military student. He went to military school, which is like where you learn discipline and business,
Right.
such respect. And so long story boring is that all those people, as soon as he went in there, turned, and I'm like, I just saw you 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like fucking trying to get a picture with the guy in Pasadena. So that's when I'm like, this is all bullshit. So I want to believe he's real. I'm glad he is real. I can't believe I'm saying it, but like, we need to be saved. So if he's the man, I'm going to jump in with you.
I was told to
I
get
am-
you to
I am,
support
'cause
Trump
I-
today, and we did it.
Because I prayed with him, you know.
No,
And
do you?
for him.
You're with him, but you like him. I saw you at Mar-a-Lago. You had a teeny bit of a twinkle in your eye.
Yeah. she's
Like
got
if
a
he
I
point.
think
wasn't
he's-
married,
Yeah.
I told
100%.
Jake, I think he's hot as hell. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say that, but I know,
we has a first lady.
well, she's gorgeous and
cares?
they're so happy. But I mean, if I was,
You-
know, in my 20s and I, looked like a beauty queen and he came around, I'd try to flirt with him.
Okay,
You'd
You
have to pay him
see?
hush
just
money.
flirt.
Well, we'd see what he did in return.
She's
like,
in love with Donald Trump. That's where you're getting at.
I
It's
am.
true.
I have
Yes,
a big
I got
100%.
vibe that if he was like,
It's true.
jacuzzi's open.
It's true.
Now,
Yeah.
Really?
I would hope that I
Really?
would be a lady, which I never was. But if I had it to do over, I would be, and I would say we'll have a second and a third and a fourth date, and I would do it the lady way. That's how I would live my life over. I wouldn't have 5 kids by 3 different men. I would not be doing that.
Utah.
You couldn't help it.
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick, I've been following you for a long time. I told you this at Skankfest when I got your phone number. I know what you're doing with your red pill and molasses. I've been watching you for years become braver and braver and smarter and smarter. And I just want to say, I think it's fucking awesome. Just wanted
We
to tell you
love
this
you.
for a long time.
That means
We
what?
love you.
I know it's
We're
not
so
easy.
thankful for you to come. What a great conversation.
I told you.
Yeah.
I'll come on yours and really lay the shit down.
Yeah.
And
Will
get
you?
you fucking banned.
Will you do it in Hollywood? Will you
No.
come in the
Yeah.
the
No.
anus of the beast?
No.
Of course.
Because I'm still there. I
When are you
won't give
getting
it
out?
up yet.
When are you getting out?
I don't know. Can I just say this? And by the way, love you for saying it. Thank you and love you. Thank you. I love you back. I love you both back. When we bonded in the hall when you bumped me that you don't remember. And smoking a fat ass Cheech and Chong joint with Kurt Metzger. I bet Kurt remembers it.
Oh,
So
He probably
Oh yeah,
does.
that's how we
wait.
became friends with Kurt.
I want to have a place that is off grid,
Mhm.
like you got here where we're at, Antarctica, I'll say. I'm not gonna tell people where you're at. But tell me if I'm crazy. Roseanne, I paid so much percentage in taxes this year, and I fucking drive down Fountain.
That's why
Yeah.
I came here.
And I'm like, I'm on Indiana Jones. They can't fill a fucking pothole with
No.
this guy Newsom. So my question is, I don't want to give it up, the state. I want to help make it great again,
Leave.
like a baby Don. Or you're saying I got to jump ship?
You do.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
It was, they take
You know,
him
they
to
kicked Newsom out, but they just printed up fake ballots and kept him in.
We
It's
recalled
so
that son
corrupt.
of a bitch. Yeah.
You know, Larry Elder should be the guy.
Yeah.
Everybody voted for him.
I love Larry.
I do too.
Smart. But are you telling me there's not a turn? It's not. Are you telling me we're going to have to let that jewel go?
We'll
no,
get it
you'll
back.
see. When we have the election, I don't know what year it'll be, if we ever have one.
I
But,
agree with you.
You know, California already went red, and they just fucked it up and lied. Every place was red.
I can
Trump
tell you.
got 81 million votes the first time, and he got even more.
Alleged.
Put it this
Allegedly.
way. I know a dude who says he's a dude, but he's transitioning, purplest of hair, and he's like, yeah, these people on the left are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
Everybody's
but
saying
I'm telling you, I don't know how it's a blue state anymore because I know
It's not.
super woke people that are like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of rich entertainers that act a certain way, but you know they fucking love their money, and you know how they vote.
Of course.
I know.
They're all hypocrites.
And they all have guns.
Yeah, 100%.
No, you got to get out.
100,000%. They are steeled up.
And they all pay their made shit. I know that too. I know it.
No, it's
I know.
true. You got to get
I always
out,
ask
Jamie,
when I go to their house.
and then come back.
First thing I do is ask their staff what they're paid.
I love you.
Because I was a maid. Fuck them people.
I was a maid too.
You were?
Well, yeah, I guess who it was house I cleaned, one of the first houses ever.
Who?
Janine Garofalo's apartment.
Oh, I bet
Are
that
you
was
kidding?
nasty.
Isn't that wild?
Was it just
That's
cat
crazy.
hair
and then
dildos?
No,
or
she was great. But she was
mayonnaise,
great.
just
Come on.
food everywhere?
And I told her that on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
She was just blowing up as a comedian, and I was starting out as a maid.
She probably
It
hated
turns
that.
out weird. Huh?
She's probably
But
like,
she
"Get
was great.
back."
She was sweet and a good tipper. So
She is
Anyway.
sweet.
I love
Let's
you.
go eat.
Yeah, let's
yes.
go eat.
See you
Anyway.
next time, all. Bye-bye.
Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, you see, my face